Hello, everybody. Let's see if anybody's video actually pops up today. This is adding you, Bruce.
Hey, what's up?
And yep, still can't see your video. Damn.
You can't see me? Oh.
Seriously, like I can hear you, but I can't see you. It's still doing it. I absolutely have no idea why it's doing it. But it just is. It's a big old pain in the tuchus. So, but it's only on my end. So I guess that's fine. Oh, it is what it is. And then I think, so we'll see as far as, we'll see as far as Caleb's, if his camera issues are.
Yeah, I mean, my phone, I couldn't get back on the other last week.
And every single time, so you were hopping out and hopping back in, but every time you hopped back in, it didn't give me the option to either add you directly from the comment section, or like when I would go ahead and I'd resend you the invite, or I just try to add you in a general, it would just say adding and then it would go away. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know what was going on. I tried to send a request about 4 or 5 times. It just won't let me get back on there for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been doing some wonky things. I know that I think Tamara had mentioned last week that just like me, she couldn't see, she could only hear. And I was like, well, that's the same thing with me. I can see myself, but I can't see the other guests. Like anybody else that I've invited, I can hear you, but I can't see you. So let's see, here's add Caleb.
Bruce, she's lying. She's lying. She called me after last week's live. Amanda, let me speak. She called me after last week's live, and
what happened to
him? That's that Walmart Wi-Fi. This is what happens when you try and come in here talking smack, son. That's what happens. He kicked himself off. That's what happens when you come in here talking smack.
Okay, so Amanda kicked me off, but my voice is going to be heard tonight.
Malarkey. Hooey.
So after last week's live, Amanda called me and said, I saw Bruce's request 16 times and I did not accept them. I'm not trying to start anything.
No, man. You know what? I take back everything I said. Throw pieces of American cheese at this man's head on Saturday. Plunger, suction cups, huck them. Go, huck them.
Oh, what do you mean you took back what you said? You literally put on there trying to get a plunger. Trying to get a plunger on my head. Now you want to take back?
Oh, man.
Oh. So I'm unable to get on camera again tonight, Bruce. So unfortunately, audience, you're unable to see my beautiful face. But next week there will be a new phone, there will be a new camera, there will be a new I would say new me, but it's gonna be just old me.
Everything will work.
Okay, so I see your pretty face today, you and Andre.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
I really like how he only tagged you, Bruce, and yet the picture was up here. I think that was my favorite aspect of that picture. I was like, I'm
Hey,
gotcha.
him and his family are, man, those are some cool people, man.
Where y'all met at?
Shoot, he stopped at my work today.
Okay.
Like his daughter had a softball tournament here in town.
Yeah.
So literally, I was walking out the door and they stopped by, and so they came over, saw the dogs, and man, we had a cool conversation. Those some funny people.
Oh yeah.
those stories they tell.
Hey,
Oh my God.
I'd be glad. Hey, look, I'd be glad when he come back to work. You know, that's who cut my hair and everything. I ain't had a haircut in about a month.
I'm tagging him right now, man. Hey, that was cool. That was a nice visit. Like unexpected, but just natural, man.
Yeah.
I enjoy those.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Sinatra, what's going on, man? We got a legend in our place.
What's up, Sinatra?
I love watching his post.
Yeah.
Like, you want a history lesson? Watch Sinatra.
Yeah.
You are going to learn so much about dogs. Not only learn, but you're also going to see the visual representation of what they were at that point.
Absolutely.
And I love that because, and he is a walking, talking bully enthusiast.
Yep.
Sinatra, like, we got to get you to come on again very soon, man. All respect to you, real talk.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I mean, I've told him on multiple occasions that, like, if someone is looking for, any kind of history lesson on the breed, or, you've got these questions, anything regarding the development, certain bloodlines, where they came from, he knows it all. And it's, and just like you said, Caleb, the visual, it's, I mean, the pictures that he's posting, it's just like, it's wild, because then you can actually kind of see like the evolution. I love it.
And you know what, the thing about it, the dogs that he posts, I forgot about them dogs, but when he posts them, I remember them. You know what I'm saying? I remember the dogs. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, like, and I've told him this too, is a lot of the dogs that he posts, they're in my XL's pedigree. He's a lot of the older school bloodlines, and so like he's posting these dogs, and I'm like, God, there's more pictures of, like, because I only had the one, or
how many of us have gone searching for pictures of dogs that Sinatra posts daily, and he'll put on there new pictures because he'll literally see that I'm a fan of the breed more than anything, just spreading the love and awareness of the greatness of the dogs. And that's how he is.
Yeah.
Sinatra's one of the coolest people. And Carl, he put on there, he's like, something about Sinatra as well. Like, a lot of people don't. Yes. Yeah, there he is again. Love it, bro. Like, I love it. I love watching Sinatra's page. Like, and I love, like, real talk, I love this live because think about how many people we've met and really got in an inner circle because of this live, and because of, like, it's amazing. And I'm so honored and blessed to be a part of this. Like, this is our third year doing this, and look at the people that we've had come on. Look at the relationships we've formed. Look at the outlooks, the interconnections that we have formed with people being able to actually be arrogant form of mentors to people. Like, it's really, really, really cool what we do, and I enjoy it. And everyone watching, everyone that's gonna watch, thank y'all. Because of y'all, we do this.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Like to talk to CC Alberta tonight.
Yes, so she is having to get on via her husband's device. So she'll show up as Randy Conaway. Nobody panic.
Yes, but with being able to talk to her, like she is such a bully enthusiast. Like, if you're at you've probably seen her, but she's so humble.
Yes.
Now like, I love her outfits. You've probably seen her, but she's so humble that she's there for the dog show. She's there for the dog. She's there for the breed. She's there to compete. She's there to whoop some ass, because I guarantee she's going to whoop some ass that day, like in the ring. But it's just to be able to talk to her tonight. Like, I'm really looking forward to this because she really deserves the spotlight.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely.
And Furman, yes, you is right. These lives do keep us together. And ain't no telling how many people we have touched and reached that was gonna
Yes.
go
Yes.
about looking at dogs the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Just because of somebody just trying to sell them something. So we giving them a chance to actually talk to them how to make a decision, the right decision
Yes.
before stepping into it. And man, this is just I just love doing it, man.
Man, it's an unpaid, it's a
Yes.
hobby. Like it's a desire, like it's an escape. It
I
really
like that
is.
word
Like
you
we can
said,
seriously,
unpaid.
yes.
Unpaid. And you know what? I'm glad you said that, Caleb, not cutting you off, but this is something that we love to do and we not gonna get nothing back, just feedback from the audience. You know what I'm saying? We don't get
Yeah.
paid for this. We do this free. We
Yeah.
take out our time.
Yes.
We take out our time to do this, to learn together because we all learn together. And no matter how long you've been in the dog game, you always gonna learn something. Always.
And if you're
Always.
unwilling to learn, I'm sorry, then you're unwilling to really progress in life, because if you're not learning every day, and I said unpaid for a reason, because a lot of people want us to do, StreamYard. A lot of people want us to do such and such, and I understand that. I
Multiple
understand
times a
that.
week,
But we
absolutely. Yeah.
really, and we've been offered many opportunities. It's an incredible situation, but we have kept it exactly the way it is because this is what we like. This is what we love. And whoever
Yep.
views in, and we put them on YouTube now. Amanda has definitely taken the point on that. And, putting that on YouTube, really just being able to put that out there for more people to see, more people to view. And the people that are viewing, please share this live. The more people that we can touch, because our motto is reach one, teach one. It
Mhm.
doesn't
Yep.
matter who it is. If we reach one person each Tuesday, one person, and I guarantee if y'all really view in, and I'm talking about really listen to tonight's live with Cece, last week's live with Tamara and Mark Wagner, the week before, like it's just such amazing things every single time. So just really
Yep.
listen in. I guarantee you'll learn something, because there's not been one week that's passed that I have not learned something.
Yep.
Right. So, yeah, same. And I mean, it's it's interesting the little tidbits that we learn, because it's something that, like, usually it's something that's like completely unexpected. Like, I
Yeah.
find that even if it's like we didn't bring that person on necessarily to, like, because we always have little things that we kind of want to focus on because it's like their most recent achievement or
There we
some sort
go.
of accomplishment they have. Yeah.
All right, Amanda, cut it short. I'm so sorry, Cece. She can talk all
He's
night.
so excited. He's so excited. He's like, man, shut up. I'm here for it. No, absolutely. I'm just excited to have you. This is amazing.
Amanda, take it away. I'm sorry I had to, Amanda. You've been
Yeah, you know
clicking me
what?
all day on
No, you know
Facebook.
what? If you want to run the show, that's fine. That's fine.
Hey, and one more thing before we start. And I just like this because this only is not just bully dogs. We reach out to other breeds
Yes.
Yeah.
too. We
Yes.
reach out to other breeds to learn more about that specific breed. And that's why, I just love this podcast.
And a tidbit,
All
stay
right.
tuned for what we have planned, because we have some very special guests with some special breeds coming up.
That's
But
right.
Cece, without
Yeah.
further ado, Cece, this live's about you. I'm sorry about the
Freehand.
mishandling Amanda to bring you on, but introduce yourself and let's get started.
No worries. We have some severe weather still here, so it's kept me from being able to connect. And for whatever reason, my husband's phone seems to work just fine. Mine clearly does not like the weather. I've been struggling for the last 20 minutes to try to get it to do it.
Well, we're happy
So
to have you.
now I'm officially my alter ego, Randy Conaway, my invisible husband. People think he doesn't exist, but he does. So I'm under his profile right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, I had to go beg, borrow, and steal his phone.
I hear you. I hear you. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. So we're just glad that you had that outlet, like, in that way to get on here. So, but yeah, again, like, typically what we'd like to do is like give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, to give us an insight as to like what your kennel name is, and then what your forte is, or any recent achievements, and then we're just gonna, I mean, you've seen. We just kind of go from there.
Yeah, pretty much just rolls downhill from there. I am Swallowtail French Bulldogs. I've been in the game for about 30 years of this square circle. And my main breed, of course, nowadays is just my French Bulldogs. I also, of course, dabble in the American Bully. I used to have a whole gaggle of Ozawak, down to my last 2 of them. So they're all done and retired and everything. So I specialize in the French Bulldogs nowadays. Of course, I've been in them, for the whole 30, just about.
Love it. Okay. So one thing that I obviously like when when we first became friends, like I always like to kind of scroll back and see, you know, where your history is from, like again, other breeds that you have experience in, and like you've done quite a bit, and it's there's just so much to take away from this, and I've asked this of other handlers that have, you know, experience in other breeds and everything. When it comes to the differences in how you handle or how you prepare those dogs for the show ring, like what are some notable differences? Because you've done the, you said what are the oh crud, your sight hounds, your beautiful sight hounds.
Ozawak.
Awesome. Okay. So for them, obviously, you know, there's probably some pretty big differences from them and the Frenchies, but also since you've dabbled in some bullies as well, I'm interested to kind of see how you've had to kind of tailor things between those handful of breeds.
Well, okay, so when I first started doing the shows, I actually started in giant schnauzers. We went from giant schnauzers to standard poodles, added in greyhounds, English pointers, added in the Frenchies, and then expanded, of course, because you know, I handled so many years ago in the all breed shows in the AKC, you know, so I had my hands on a lot of different breeds back then. Floor dogs, table dogs, you know, stop please. Every dog is different, and you have those all within the breed. And of course, you know, a lot of people like to group all the dogs in one breed and say, well, this breed is done like this, and I can't do that because every dog within that breed is not like this. You can't pigeonhole them like that. So so when I'm doing, like, say, my giant schnauzers, of course, it's a larger breed, it's a drover dog, it's a coated breed, you know, so, and I didn't know anything back then. I started in the purebred dogs with search and rescue dogs. I'm prior law enforcement, and did some search and rescue. So that's where I got started with my giant schnauzer, and my first one. And so then I had to learn how to groom it. So very self-taught, got some help. Biggest thing I could have ever done, got some help. You know, and which is always something that I always go back to, because it's so important. Find somebody, please. And I know her name. I remember her name, and I always shout out to her when I'm out there online and I'm typing things on Facebook and we're talking about show dogs and stuff. So I always remember her name. So from giant schnauzers, of course, then we added my youngest son added a greyhound, and we added the standard poodles, and my other son showed in the poodles. So of course there was a lot of group. Again, self-taught. I'm also a groomer for 30 years. So self-taught on the show grooming for the standard poodles. That was a lot of fun. So, and then of course threw in the French Bulldogs, you know, just for sport, as a small dog. And then of course we expanded into sighthounds, greyhounds, and they became Ibizan hounds as well. And once we had Ibizan hounds in the house, then of course we just naturally graduated to adding a herd of Azawak as we went. Back then it was very much a rare breed. We weren't recognized by AKC. We were miscellaneous breed by the time, just about miscellaneous by the time I got into the breed. 10 years in miscellaneous later, we're finally recognized, which my crew had a lot to do with that, because we don't just do the show ring here. And this is the thing that I really like about my dogs, is that I don't just go out and show. I like well-rounded dogs. I like my dogs to be able to do things. My dogs have got alphabet soup for titles, because they're not all just champion or grand champion.
Well,
you know, it's not all about the show ring. Sorry, folks, it's not. As much as I love it, don't get me wrong.
Right.
And I love when my dogs win and they title and everything, but we do other things. I like to bring my dogs out into events that you don't normally see them at. So I have French Bulldogs that do barn hunt. It's where they got to find the rats in tubes and they're buried in straw. I have French Bulldogs that do fast cat, which is a 100-yard dash. That's 300 feet. And I have 6 Frenchies that do that.
Oh, the pictures are fantastic of watching any dog that has even remote floppy jowls or even a shorter stature. Like the pictures in motion of a fast cat, they're priceless.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they get some great expression going. We also do obedience, of course, and rally, which I teach rally obedience. So a lot of my dogs have rally obedience titles. We dabble in all the different registries. I mean, we show in like 7 different bully registries, AKC, and my guys do AKC and UKC. They have title performance events there. I had the only Azawak that has a weight pull title. You know, I like to show that these breeds aren't just for the ring, that we work hard here. And these guys do a lot of different things to show that that they can. And for those people who go, oh, well, I can't do that, I have a French Bulldog. Well, I have French Bulldogs that do fast cat, CGC, trick dog, barn hunt, rally, obedience, and lure coursing, actual lure coursing. So you want to get into something with your bulldog? Well, I'll drag you in. You got a sight hound you want to get involved in. It's so much fun doing other things with the dogs, because I think that's what really creates what I have with these dogs. I don't go out and just do the show ring and around and around, and then that's all we do. We do so much more, and not every dog here does everything, mind you.
Right.
I got some that won't do those things. You know, so everybody has their little niche.
I love
so
that.
how do you keep them all separated like that? You know, like you breeding multiple dogs and stuff like that. How do you keep
separated?
Yes, I'm saying, like, who do you have together? Do you have like one kennel right here or
I
over
love
here?
the question.
Yeah, I have. So these are all house dogs, mind you. These are all house dogs.
Okay.
So we do have those that have to rotate, obviously.
Yeah.
We do have rotations, but the majority of them can all go out together. So they're, you know, at dinner time, it is crate, 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 crate.
You're counting them as you go, and I love it.
The puppies have the X10 over here, so they're easy. I could just drop their balls. You know, so yeah, I mean, and they're divided, you know, so everybody can eat. And then we have some acres out here, and we have it all fenced in the pasture and everything. So, you know, you open the door and, you know, they can go out and run out into the work areas or the pasture areas or whatever. We have a few livestock out there that play around, and you know, so for them it's, you know, they can go anywhere and do anything they want, or they can come in the house and be couch potatoes. like I said, well-rounded.
I'm here for it. I'm here for all of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, and Miss CC, before we get too far away from the
Yeah.
true introduction on how
Sure.
it came with the dogs, I really want to pinpoint this because you said something that really interests me. Your previous law enforcement, and that's how the dogs came about?
Okay, so I was involved in. I've always been involved in rescue.
Yeah.
So I always do breed rescue as. And then I got involved, and then I was law enforcement, and I wanted to get involved in search and rescue. So
Yes.
I got a giant schnauzer. She was my cadaver dog, my outside search dog, and then I had a Rottweiler who did my building searches. She was no fan of going to the outdoor and looking for people. She'd follow the other dog and then come back with her, hey, I found him, I'm like, I don't think so. So her specialty was building searches. But one of my boys, the older of the two youngest boys, I have four, and he wanted to do something, and I said, well, okay, let's find something for you to do. And so that's when and why we started getting involved in the dog shows.
Wow.
Was to find something for him to do, and of course he was a junior, and so he took my search and rescue dog, who was too long in the back, too short in the neck, the little cowhocked in the back. She was excellent for her job, but not for the show. However, in juniors, you're not judging the dog, you're judging the junior. And the relationship between the junior and the dog, and they did very well together. And so he wanted his own, and so there we went. We spooled off and got a repeat breeding full brother to my dog, and then we started with the giant schnauzers. And then it kind of just went from there. And like I said, I've
that's
got
awesome.
30 years in the game now.
Everyone has a starting point. Everyone has a starting story, and I love hearing that.
Yeah.
And when you hit on that, I really wanted to dive into that because you're doing it for such a love of the job and to make a mission. And that dog, you had the trust in because you could train them. You could really have that. Because I was previous law enforcement myself, and I worked with dogs at a certain degree, not like you were by any means. But I love that, and I love how that love started and how it just kind of endeavored from there. Because wow,
That's
like 30
great.
30 years showing, and just the love you have for them, the passion you speak with them, the passion you show them with, the passion that you present them online, in the ring, everything. Like, there's so many people that have been watching you for so long, and you deserve the spotlight. You deserve everything that comes with this and more, because I love watching you in the ring. Thank you for doing what you do.
It's funny because when I first came out into the bully show world, I came out with my Reese, and my Reese, Frenchie, of course, was kind of the start of this bully show world in my house. She shows you AKC and whatnot, but Reese was my stepping stone into the bully shows. In my very first show, I went there with Reese, of course, and she is a little bit of a beast, and she is Olive's mother. She's Olive's mother, and she went out and in one of the registries, we went there as our very first show. And of course, I was in my farm chic, which is what I show up in to, do all the setup and everything. And then I go, and nobody recognizes me, and then I go change into my suits,
Yes.
And so I got my stuff set up. Remember, I had one dog. Wow, where did that go? And so then I went to go change, and of course I came back in a suit, because remember, this isn't just what I learned, it's who I am. I love wearing my suits. That's what I'm going to wear, regardless of registry. I don't care. I'm going to wear my suit. Love it. And so I walked out, and the eyes, as I walked past them in my suit.
Yes.
And
Believe it.
and I could feel the eyes, in the back of my head. And the look that I got, who is this person, and why the suit and all of that.
Right.
And that's okay, because as you can tell, I don't care. I do love my suits, and that's just, I am my suit, and that's how I choose to present myself. I believe in presenting myself well, to the judges, to the other exhibitors.
Yes.
That's just who I am, regardless of registry. But I will always remember that, because I thought, well, this will be interesting, as somebody coming from the background that I came from, and of course. Reese then proceeded to make herself a champion in one day and took a best in show in that same day.
Of course.
Damn right. Yes.
So
nailing
Reese,
be like, y'all looking at my suits? Look at the dog.
Yes.
That's what you get for looking at my suit.
Love it. I love it.
So Reese is my multi-best in show, multi-reserve best in show, multi-grand. She has performance events. She has multi-registry performance events. She really is the reason that I came over into the bully show world.
Yeah.
And then, of course, she and now she's given me Olive, who is, of course, my little vegetable, who is my multi best in show, my multi everything, multi grand, who makes me so very proud. So, and I bred Reese, and then of course I bred Olive. So we have multi generations in this household. I have Clover out right now, who is also coming in, and with Olive on injured reserve, Clover has stepped into her spot, and she is taking best in shows and reserve best in shows.
Wow.
In multiple registries, and she's out of my Gidget. So I have lots of dogs here that I have personally bred. My husband and I, Reese's his.
Actually saying that on his account. I love it.
Don't say it too loud. Reese loves my husband. She belongs to him. We all know it. In the ring, she's mine, but everywhere else, she belongs to my husband. Olive, on the other hand, Olive's mine. Clover's the same way. Clover's mine.
I love it.
So I have a lot of best in show, multi-best in show, multi-grand champions, multiple registries. And I always add those performance events in. We do rally, we do trick dog, we do Canon Good Citizen, we do spot, because again, we love to go out into that ring. I have dogs that love to get out in that ring.
I'm digging it. You have all those letters at the end of and that's one thing, is it's like you can always tell when it goes far beyond the actual confirmation ring, because then it's just it's not even just the GRCH or it's like letters galore, to the point where it's just like it's another language at this juncture. I'm looking at it I don't even know what these titles are for, but hot dang, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we call it alphabet soup.
Alphabet soup. I love that. That's phenomenal.
And most of the dogs
out of all those?
Do I what?
Do you have a favorite? Because obviously, your Frenchies currently, they do it all. But not even just your favorite with Frenchies. Does your favorite change in accordance to the different dog? Just watching them perform?
Events?
Yeah, anything outside of confirmation.
Oh yeah. So if you look on my Facebook, we did Fast Cat just a few weekends back, and I've got this little boy. His name is Camo. He's a little. Get ready. He's a little Merle boy, and which I did not breed him. I love him dearly. He's so super sweet, and we took him, and it was like, well, is he gonna chase the lure? Because Fast Cat is 100 yards. there's a lure on a zip line on the ground. One person releases, one person 300 feet down there catches. Okay, well, we took him and we put him in the fun run to see how he'd do. He was a natural. He was the fastest of all the Frenchies we brought that weekend. He followed the bunny, which is what we call that lure, all the way down. So Sunday morning, we went ahead and we entered him for reals. And he was the fastest of our Frenchies. He just absolutely loved it. And I do love doing the fast cat with the Frenchies because it's such a hoot watching them run. You know, Reese was the number 3 dog when she ran fast cat, number 3 French Bulldog that year when she ran fast cat. That was exciting. And now it's like everybody sees all these little dogs running and they see these Frenchies and these Bostons and these other, you know, breaky breeds out there running. And they're like, oh my gosh, I never knew we could do this. You know,
Yep.
And I love to do that.
Oh yeah,
It's probably my favorite with the
it. Like I remember, there's videos of it too. Like Frenchies herding, like with the sheep, and like they're running on top of the sheep, and like these are like.
Yeah, I posted one of those just yesterday or the day before. I posted that too. Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic. Frenchies are tenacious. You know, they should have a willing and a personable temperament. You know, they should be, and I can't tell you how many people bring their Frenchie to me to train, and they're like, well, he's just stubborn. No, he's not. You're not bored. You're not talking to him correctly. You're not speaking the same language. It's not he's stubborn. It's you haven't figured out how to speak the same language. And they are so beautiful when you work with them and find their niche. Because once you find their niche, they're gone. You've got it. They've got it.
I love that.
Sometimes you just have to find that niche for that dog. Like I said, not all my dogs do all the same things. Some of them enjoy doing different things. You know, like I said, Reese can do actual lure coursing and fast cat, whereas I've got other dogs that can do fast cat, but probably wouldn't make it doing an entire lure coursing trial because that's different, and you know,
a lot.
It follows it through a course and everything, whereas Reese is a natural for that. I wouldn't ask that of Trip. Trip would get too tired out halfway through. It's a lot of dog there.
And you know,
I
didn't know Frenchies would work like that. I thought they were just couch potatoes, actually. You know.
Well, and a lot of people do because they're a companion dog. So they were bred to be a companion. Yes, they're bred to be a companion. But just like any other dog, though, you give them something to do, and you find what they like and what their aptitude is, and you give them something to do, and they're gonna take off with it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, there was this video, and I think I've mentioned it before on here, but it's a video of a French Bulldog doing bite work. And I just remember thinking that was the cutest thing because it's like there's so many people have seen it. It's got millions of views, but they're doing this work at a gas station, and the Frenchie you know runs towards the guy, and like we're talking full like 4 feet off the ground, boing, at him to get that bite. I just, oh my God, I died laughing. And I'm sitting here thinking like he's taking it very seriously, like he's about to mess someone up, like he's in it to win it, and we're laughing because it's cute. It is. But
I want to do dock diving. I want to do dock diving with one of the Frenchies.
Oh, that'd be so fun to watch. Oh my gosh, I would totally watch that.
My husband has one who likes water, so you know if we can get something set up out here where we can teach her how to swim, get her life jacket and stuff like that, I think she'd be the one.
That would be amazing. Like, because again, just like you said there, I mean, they'll obviously that some of them are a little bit more apt to do specific things more than they'll do another, but they're willing. Most of them are willing to do that. So it's really cool. I've got some friends down in Troy, Vicky and Corey, and they've got some French Bulldogs, and they have them swimming. Like they have it set up where they have their little
Literally.
slings in their jackets, and they swim in the pool. Like
I've got
the coolest thing.
One of my puppies is on the East Coast, and they take him everywhere. He goes in their kayak. He does all kinds of stuff. He's got a life jacket with a shark fin on it.
Oh my God,
I love
that's something
that. Hey,
I would do. But yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I have a problem not really enjoying the fact that they're small enough that you can fit them most places and take them most places and dress them in a way that's like fun, like a vest with a shark fin. That's phenomenal. I love that.
Yeah. They put him in a little baby carrier that faces that way, you know. It's fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have puppies out there that do things.
yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm always excited when owners want to try things. He's also starting in Fast Cat as well. So that's gonna be fantastic. I'm excited about that.
That's man, that's an adventure in and of itself. Just kind of getting your feet wet in a new event. That's that man. I haven't done Fast Cat with my Pocket yet, but I did it with my XL. And I can't remember, it might have been Wilsonville or something like that, Wilsonville, Alabama. But the AKC, they had a Fast Cat event, and I can't remember. I think they might have had lure coursing, but we did the fun run because again, I had him registered as the American All-American. No, what's it called? Where it's a partnership with breeds that aren't acknowledged by the AKC, but they'll allow them
to ILP. An ILP or purebred alternative listing would be for something that's recognized by AKC, but like isn't papered and whatnot.
Right.
And your ILP, you're limited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your all-American breeds. All the breeds can play in Fast Cat, which I really like. I see a lot of breeds out there that I really enjoy taking out. Of course, all my Ozawaks did it too. You know. If my Ozawaks did it, my friends did it. Any sighthound of any kind in a general sense, they just it's beautiful to watch them run, and that's their job. That's what they're for. Just fly like the wind. Have you ever handled or trained an Afghan hound? No, I have not. Because I gotta tell you, that's more of the grooming issue with me than the training issue. I don't wanna. I don't wanna.
It's a lot. Even a borzoi, I think, is still it's enough grooming with a borzoi that it's like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Well, I had so much grooming with the giant schnauzers, and then of course I added 4 standard poodles into the mix. So the brushing and blowing and the scissoring and the things in my grooming shop. Of course, I would put my standard poodles up in the window while I was working on them, getting them ready for a show and stuff, and that was always fun. But it's no fun when your ring time is early and you got 4 to groom, and after a while that kind of takes its toll. And when I got down to my last one, I was almost kind of happy.
Hey, look. Hey, let me ask you this, because I know you said something at the beginning when you started. You said you self-trained yourself of cutting.
Self-taught.
Your first poodle, did you mess it up?
Of course.
How many times did it take you to get it right? When you start getting it right or whatever.
I love it.
Now here's the secret though. You never start out learning on what we call the judge's side, which is the left side. That's the side the judge is in the ring. You never start there. You always start on the off side, on your side. So if you screw something up, the judge is so much less likely to ever see it and ever know that it happened.
Oh man.
Wow.
That's your guys' gem for
Good
this evening.
advice.
That's your guys' gem. Is if you're going to groom your dog, try the other side first, the you facing side. Oh my God, it's just,
Always. That's the first rule. Never start on the judge's side. Always start on your own side. Now, and of course, as my grooming skills grew, I would watch people at the shows. I would ask people questions. Oh, there's that again for help.
I love that.
I would go and I would ask if I could watch. And I would bring my dog and I would say, okay, can you show me how to do that? Because remember, standard poodles, there's so much going on with that cut. There is actually a reason for every single thing that's on that big showy cut. So I would ask for those things to help me figure out what I had to do. And a standard poodle, once it's out of the puppy clip, it goes into the continental or one of other clips. And you got to know how to do it. And if you did it wrong, you have to literally move the pieces. And so it's a process of moving it to a different spot on the body by an inch or whatever, or how much you need to get it to make it look better, look right. So it's a process. So there's so many moving parts to that. And of course, that was a learning curve. But again, I love to groom though. So, I get out my tools and I'm there in my grooming shop and I'm just, going to town because I wanted to learn. Because I did make my mistakes. Oh, geez, don't even. No, there's no line about that. There's no covering it up. There's
I would butcher it. Yeah, it would be bad.
You can't glue the hair back. You got to fix it and go with it and go, okay, note to self, don't do that again. So yeah, I learned a lot doing it by myself.
Change the gauge on the Coopers, you're like, yeah, a little too much.
Yeah. Oops.
It's a little bit more complicated than your average comb over, I'm sure.
Hey, we did that too. A little comb over never hurt anybody. Get some hairspray and comb it over and pack it in. Aces. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Cece, I love that. And I want to hit on this too. You were self-taught, but you were willing to ask the questions and willing to receive the knowledge. All right. So when you were asking those questions, how many times were you said no to? Was it often? Or
where
was
I
it
said
more,
what?
How often did they say no to you? Or how willing were they to give you the knowledge? Because it seemed like you were very willing to receive it.
Timing is everything. When you're at a dog show and you approach somebody, you don't do it before they're getting ready to go in the ring.
Absolutely.
Because we're all getting busy. I don't know if any of you have watched me at a show, but I tend to get in my own little world. And I'm very
so you telling us not to talk to you before you show. That's what you're saying, right?
100%.
That's what you're saying,
well, I
right?
might run you over. I mean, because I do. And I get those people,
approach at your own risk.
And I'm running back and forth and I'm trying to get things done because it's all in my head. It's really all in my head. And I'm running back and forth because I've got this checklist in my head. I got to get this and this and this and this and this. And I get these people who are like, are you okay? You need to take a breath. I'm like, no, you need to get out of my way. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm not stressed. I have a checklist going. And I just need you to get out of my way and let me do my checklist. And then I have all the time in the world.
Yes.
If I'm not changed, chances are very good that it's not a good time to talk to me. Because there's so much to do before I get changed, before I can get ready. Yeah. Once I'm in my suit and everything is quiet and everybody's been taken care of, it's perfect time.
Yes.
Because then
because changing of the clothes is part of the checklist, and that's absolutely. Yes.
Hey, I'm gonna just wave
go
that.
To the show and you forget your clothes. Note to self.
Oh.
In there once. You only took once.
Oh man.
Oh Lord.
And you know what? We had somebody else on the live that felt the same way you felt before. So who was that? Caleb? Amanda? Who was that? Also felt that the same way that she feel, when they first coming into a show. Who was that?
Well, Hannah, there's been many that have been like very, yeah, like same way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there is a repetition and there's a time to ask a question. And the reason why I asked that question is because the mentorship that you were talking about when you first came on, the mentorship we're always constantly talking about. And you gain that mentorship, I'm sure, to a certain degree with especially grooming and things like that, asking questions, but be willing to receive constructive criticism and being willing to learn on the go.
Mm.
You were willing to actually ask the questions and learn. And that's what this life stands on. And I love that. And I want to kind of dive deeper into that
Okay, so
because you ask these questions.
right, because when you're in the ring
Yes.
and you're doing everything you can and you have a nice dog, however,
Yes.
there are things the judge is going to tell you, and you have to be ready to hear it. You
Yeah.
have to. When you have, for instance, my standard poodles, such a huge learning curve that I decided to go from giant schnauzers to standard poodles because I just didn't have enough hair in my life. And I would go into the ring with my standard poodles. And remember, I had to learn how to groom. So I would approach these people with poodles. And I would ask, you know, do you have a few minutes that you could show me? Because the judge told me I have a nice dog, but it's my grooming that needs work, where it was, you know, the bracelets on the dog's legs, or it was the pack, or it was my top knot, or whatever. And the judge has said, and mostly it was on the legs, because I was afraid to take off too much hair. Imagine that. And so my dogs looked like they had bell bottoms. It was great. It was great. So I had to get some help because I was afraid to take off too much hair, you know, because you can't put it back on. You can always take it off. You can't put it back on. So I was like, the judge is telling me I need to get this under some semblance of control, and I need to get this trimmed correctly. And so, yeah, I didn't have an option. If the judge is telling me that I have a very nice dog, but my grooming is hurting me, then I need to get some help.
Yes.
And I'm going to go find that help. And it's no different, even though all these dogs, and I get these dogs, and I have these dogs here, they're all short haired now. Even one of my Iberian hounds had long hair. So I have these dogs now, and people are always like, oh, you don't understand. Your dogs all have short hair. I'm like, hold the phone, honey, because I went through my penance with hair. So
yes, I have earned my keep. Thank you.
Hold the phone.
I did. Yeah, I did my penance. And then I got smart. No. So I spent my many years learning, and even though now, of course, in all these Billy shows, you know, you're not going to see the hair factor, but it's the same thing. It's just not about the hair. The judge comes and tells you, well, you know, you got him stacked too close in the front. He's not gating at the right speed. You've got to be willing to hear those things that the judge is telling you, and be willing to find somebody to take a few minutes to watch what you're doing and to help you out. And this, I gotta say, I feel like I offend people, and it's only because I see a good dog that could do better, that could win. If there were these things, the presentation is such a huge part of the show ring. It just is. You can have a mediocre dog presented great, and it's going to win, and everybody can gripe all they want, but what did you do with your dog? If you have a good dog and you don't present it right, gate it at the right speed, or you're throwing legs all over the place, because man, I see that. And so when I come up to them and I'm like, will you please let me help you? Please let me help you. I want to help you because there's something that you're doing with your dog, and I've watched you and your dog, you know, all day, and I'd really like to help you. Some people are like, yeah, whatever, you know, and they get all offended, and that's fine, that's fine. But I don't like to see good dogs lose simply because of poor presentation, lack
Absolutely.
of knowledge, lack of practice.
Yeah.
You know, the doors are open. I get there early. I pack, you know, I get unloaded and everything. And I start trying to get my dogs to the ring to get everybody warmed up. And I don't see a lot of other people out there
Yeah. Yeah.
when they could be. And then they want to gripe that they lost. And that's, for me, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Because the judge is going to turn around and tell you in the ring, well, you're not gating them at the right speed. The dog's pacing. You've got them too close together in the front or whatever. Have somebody watch you. Have somebody help you.
Mm-hmm.
Not your friend. And I mean that in the nicest way.
No,
unless you have friends like I do.
I know where you're going with that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah, I want someone to like pick it apart. So luckily, I think I'm kind of lucky, you know, with these two yahoos, because if they watch me in the ring, like they have no problem be like faster, or you know, slow down a smidge, or milk the perimeter. Like they'll you know, they'll tell me what's up, and just like you said, I mean, unless you have friends like yours, which I believe it's because they're candid with you. They're not gonna lie or sugarcoat or avoid, you know, hurting your feelings. You know, I think that's something you can't buy.
Yeah.
I can't afford, and this is why when people ask me, I try to be very careful when I word these things. People ask me for help.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, you want a 5-minute crash course, or do you want to take classes with me?
Yeah.
Either way, I'm still going to do the exact same thing. I am not going to sugarcoat things. I am not going to baby talk you. I am not going to hold your hand. You have got to understand, if you can't stack your dog in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, you need help.
Yeah.
Get it from the right people. I'm going to tell you, if you want to hear it, I'm going to tell you, first off, what you're doing wrong. And everybody's like, oh, well, you're supposed to sandwich the good and the bad. Okay, how much time do you have? Because I don't have that much time. If you want to learn it right the first time, do it right the first time. And I'm going to show you correctly the first time. From there, it's up to you to ask and to mirror me. Okay.
There we go. Put in practice.
Here,
yes.
hand here. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Everything becomes a routine. It's a repetition. It's a consistency. Nothing changes with me regardless of breed, size.
Wow.
None of that changes, because you still have to, if you're hand stacking the dog, you're still going to do it the same way. Certain breeds need certain things. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so like we have some breeds that you bring their, okay, so standard poodle, here we go. Standard poodle should be a square. So you hold the head like this and their tail like this. So your standard poodle is a square.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an extra. Okay, but how do you move the front end? There's 3 ways to move the front end. You can move it with the shoulder, you can move it at the elbow, or you can move it by moving the head. You can change your entire front 3 different ways.
Wow.
Does it matter what breed it is? No. How do you move the hocks? How do you set your dog's rear? How many times do I see people grabbing that dog's rear, throwing it out, and the legs go like that? There's no angulation in the stifle, and I'm like, ah! How do you move the rear? You move it with the hock. That's correctly moved, okay? So does that change depending on the breed? No, it doesn't. You're still moving the same pieces and parts.
Yeah.
So nothing changes.
CC preaching tonight.
Wow.
Yes, she is. I love it. Come on.
Why I shouldn't be allowed ringside. Why I shouldn't be allowed.
Why shouldn't it be allowed?
No, bring you ringside, baby. Bring you ringside. I need you in my ears.
This is what's needed. This is what's needed.
I have to be really careful because people are doing video over here. You know, they're like videoing somebody, and I'm like, you know,
Like,
because I want to
hear me yelling in the side, and they're like, "Oh my God, ma'am."
All right, so Cece, I
Yes.
have a request.
Yes.
All the knowledge, I love that you're saying that you do this with all the same breeds. Do you have a dog that you can actually simulate stacking a dog or moving a dog that you can actually show? Because I love this. You're saying that all breeds are the exact same with this, and I agree with you because all parts are the same. But do you have a dog that you can actually show moving the
Right
hocks
now?
instead of throwing
Yeah,
them back? Yeah.
you got one of those Frenchies you can just right there.
And I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but I love this because
You
this
are
is so
not sorry.
educational.
He's not.
If we can really show a visual of this, though, I think a lot of people will really resonate with something because this is some really, really good dog talk.
I would love to, but there's not really a way to do that in here.
All right. I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
I'm tucked back here. Well, I'm tucked back here in my computer room, and and I just don't have the ability back here to do that.
Yeah.
All right. So after this live, put a video of you stacking a dog properly, so we can really put that out there. No, and I'm saying that because all dogs, like, I love this. I love this talk. Put it out there so we can share it, so we can actually show how to properly stack a dog and the moving parts of it, moving the hocks instead of throwing the dog back.
I have a
what
picture.
You're talking about.
I have a picture that is one of my absolute favorite pictures, and most people would not think that it would be, because when we get those pictures of the show, we want our dogs looking perfect, and we want our, you know, our heads up and our chest out and da 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 da, and we want those perfect pictures. But this picture is actually of me. I'm reaching, and I've got him by the hock. This is a three-finger grab here at the hock, and the foot is actually off the ground just a little bit because I'm placing that last foot.
Yeah.
It's on the side, and it's Thor, the bully, and I have just getting ready to put his foot down. And it's my favorite photo because right there is learning material, and it shows me that I'm doing it correctly. I can look at that picture and go, oh yeah, that looks really good right there. You know, three-finger grab right there around the hawk. Nothing changes. You know, look, my invisible dog hawk. And because if you notice, I talk with my hands. I'm trying to keep them down is what I'm trying to do.
That was so funny though. My invisible dog.
Otherwise, my hands are
fine. Yeah, please share that picture, and we will share that, reshare that.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
That's exactual, like the visual representation of what you're talking about is what I'm talking about. Yeah. To really show people, to grasp the concept that you're talking about, because I love that. Like you're really talking some good talk.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I do love that picture. Now, and what I was saying about getting people to watch, to look, you know, to help you.
Yes.
I'm really, I kind of give away a lot of my secrets. I do, because people ask me, you know, how I present them. How do I win so much? Yeah. And I'm like, well, first off, I start with a good dog, you know. But second of all, I use a mirror.
Okay.
Absolutely.
There we go.
I mean, ballet dancers do it. Dancers, in a general sense, you know, like they use that so they can check their form. Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you're standing here, and okay, so my camera is facing me, so basically, it's the judge.
Yeah.
The mirror would be there where my camera is. So when I look at the mirror, I see from the judge's side. They see the judge's side of the dog. So I can see everything I'm doing. I can see if I'm bringing the dog up enough, if my dog is A-framing, if my dog is posting. I can see all those things. What does it take to get my dog in the right position? Is it bait? Is it lead position or collar position?
Yes.
Is it hand position? What is it that gets this dog to get in that correct position? Oh, I can see from working in the mirror.
Yep.
I do a lot of miles on laps. Lots of laps. Always working the dog in laps because they have to be able to gait correctly. So
Absolutely.
in lieu of having someone around to help me, because I don't normally, I do a lot of mirror work and a lot of laps, and I have to, and of course I teach rally obedience. And so rally obedience is something all my dogs do, tall or small, doesn't matter. And it's basically Simon Says for Dogs. It's a course that's laid out with like 15 different obedience signs. You start at the start, you go to the first one, it tells you sit, so you have your dog sit. Then you go to sign, you go forward, you go to sign 2, it tells you left turn. You take a left turn, go to sign 3, it tells you something, right? So I have these obedience skills that I work on. This is all in heel position. So, and there are times when I have to leave my dog, walk around my dog while it's standing or sitting or whatever. And if you've ever seen me in the ring when I'm warming up, you'll recognize those moves because I've got Olive or Reese or Clover, and I've got them out there in a stand stay at the end of my lead. And I've walked all the way around to check positioning of legs and rear and head and all of those things. And I want to make sure that they're going to hold that stack. You know, so I do a lot of crossover work between performance events like rally and obedience over into the conformation ring. Nothing is ever all by its lonesome.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question for you. I got a question for you too. You say you lap your dogs a lot. So do you go back and forth, or do you got imaginary ring? You know, or do you go around in
I make a
circles?
ring. I make a ring.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
Because the dog has to learn repetition. Dog has to learn ring etiquette and the ring patterns. Now, in AKC, we have a lot more ring patterns than you ever see in the bully shows. We have the down and back either on the straightaway or the diagonal.
Yeah.
We also have a triangle, which is down, over, and then down the down and back. That's triangle. There's a T, there's an L, there's all kinds of things. And so I work this, what I call close quarter drills, where my dog is right here. Because on any of those, the dog is not really like gating out. It's here for the most part, right next to me. Because this is all in a controlled gait, which is downs and backs and things like that. We're not going all the way around. So I need that dog to be able to stay with me. If you notice, sometimes I go down on the down and back and I'll switch hands behind my back and the dog comes around behind me and we go back down, or sometimes I'll turn with the dog. It depends on the dog. But I do all of these things with all of these dogs, and it creates the relationship between myself and the dog where I can ask for this and I know I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Practice.
I love that statement.
Hey,
if I'm doing laps and
I want to ask you this too, not to be technical about it or whatever, but you said you go around a ring. Is you just got grass out there, or and just got like something that's just going around, or what kind of
Different surfaces?
turf that you practice on?
Oh, I'm on different surfaces. So so sometimes it's just okay, so we live in the panhandle of Texas, and right now we have the dirt storms and the dust storms. That's because we don't have any grass. So there's a lot of time I'm out there just no joke. A lot of times I'm just out there in the dirt, the hard dirt. It's hard.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm in grass. We do have a little work area that has a little bit of grass, and that's just for the work area, and that's mostly for just specific work, walking into stacks or down and backs. Not really big for the the big laps, but definitely for specific work, walking into that stack, asking for the stack, down and backs, and bringing heads up and things like that. Sometimes it's out in the yard. Sometimes it's I'll take my Frenchies up to my obedience club and I'll work there. because then I have an actual ring area, that I can
Yeah.
log in,
Nice.
so that I have my mirrors. And that helps a lot. And then of course there's a lot of times I have a table sitting in my living room, so I can watch TV or whatever, and I can throw a Frenchie up on the table and work my Frenchie. It doesn't take 30 minutes of working. It's spot working. Yeah. Once they've got the basics down.
I love that.
Mm.
Hey,
Yeah,
Cece.
I have way too much information for most people.
Yes.
No,
Hey, I have a
I'm
question.
like I'm soaking it up. I'm soaking it up. I mean, what's really funny is I find that everyone's like really, again, they're probably all soaking it. That's how you can tell like the meal is good. It's because they're not talking.
Yeah.
They're just too easy eating. It's so good. Like, so
I don't know if that's a good
people are
thing.
asking a lot of questions because they're just like, oh my gosh, I didn't need to even
Questions
ask
being
this.
answered before they're
Yeah,
asked.
exactly.
Like, it's
like,
amazing information. But Cece, I have a question for you.
Sure.
So you are a show enthusiast. You are such a show handler. You were such a presenter. You're talking about the different sort of, structures that you show your dogs on.
Yes.
Do you look at what the show is actually going to be presented on before you go and actually train them on that? If it's going to be red clay, if it's going to be grass,
sure.
if it's going to be inside.
Yeah, because there's times because we have been to some of those shows where it's an outside show, okay?
Yeah.
And we're on grass.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic until you get to the part where you've got a male.
And they want to pee on everything, everywhere. Oh
yeah.
And you're doing your best.
Yeah.
And you've ran them, you've walked them, you've done all the things. And sometimes there's just, there's just a way around it. You just can't get around it. And you do your best.
Yes.
Concrete can get hard on the dogs. Oh, it's hard on my knees. Let me tell you, it's hard.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, that hard surface. That's just, man. Yeah.
Yeah. That's no fun. I've been in, dirt arenas. We do a lot of horse arenas for even the AKC and UKC shows. We're in arenas in the dirt. So, the bully shows. So we've had a variety of surfaces, and I don't know that I specifically searched that out to work on, but I do work just kind of anywhere I can.
Right.
I mean, I've even taken my dogs to PetSmart, and go work in the back aisles of PetSmart, because that floor is not great. It's not great for working dogs. So
right.
you pick and choose what you want to work with because you don't need a dog sliding out.
Right.
But some of these shows, they don't have matting down. And I really, 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 can I mention really wish that some of the venues would invest in ring matting like we use in AKC.
Yes.
Oh,
because it's
different?
so much better.
How is it? How is that particular ring matting different? Like how? Like give us some not comparison, because I know that a lot of the shows that I've seen that are on more of a slick floor, they'll do matting, but it's almost like it's like that really thick paper that has a little bit of grating to it, and that's essentially all it is. It's just this long spool of just a little bit of traction. But what is that like? What's different about what you're talking about?
So the matting that we use in a lot of the other shows is a rubber backing. It's more of like you would use for going in and outside. You'd be able to wipe up your feet on the rubber matting. It's got some ridging to it, so it's got traction. It's you're not going to slide out on it. It's not going to tear. It's not slick. We use the surfaces like some of them have that roll of that spool, like you were talking of the almost the grit paper. It's fine until it gets torn. And then it doesn't work anymore. And then and if you're not if you're not careful, oh gosh, I'm trying to be super careful about how I say this. I appreciate when any host does anything to give us anything on the floor.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When you mat your ring and your mat is up against the ring pipe and drape stuff, the dog has to be on the mat, not me. The dog.
I'm running on the mat, not the dog.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
In order for my dog to be on the mat, I'm running into the pipe and drape.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Especially
Because
They
it's
have
not far
it too
away.
far over.
Yeah.
And I don't think they understand that. I don't think they understand that. We need about yay much room in between the mat and the ring, pipe, and drape.
Yeah.
Because
Such good info.
we need to be able to run around that ring.
Yes.
I'm doing everything I can, including turning towards my dog, running, and
Yeah.
that's fun. To get around that ring so that my dog stays on the mat.
Yeah.
And in these other registries, we not only do we make our square, but we go across the corners. Because remember, we can run on the corner, boom, boom, 90 degrees. Our dogs cannot. They have to cross over. And when that floor isn't covered with matting, the
100%.
dogs are going to slip and slide. They can get hurt.
Right.
Not presenting
well,
100% the best of their ability.
Maybe they's trying to make the ring bigger. Is that what they're trying to do?
I think so, but honestly, it's not that we need it bigger. We this much room. What is that? 6 inches, 8 inches, maybe? We just need room between the matting and the pipe and drape for us, for the handler.
Yes.
Because the dog needs to stay on the matting.
Correct.
The dog.
There we go.
Right. Yeah. And
Not only does
it's not the matting that makes the size of the ring. It's literally buried.
Yeah. I just think they're trying to increase the size of the ring for real.
Yeah.
but we don't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need it. These aren't sight hounds.
Yes.
And I know all about running the sight hounds.
Yes. Yes.
Now when I take my XL out, here's where it gets a little sketchy. I run my XL out there and I can't fit. There's not enough room for the two of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I can to keep her safe and keep her on the matting.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm running into the pipe and drape.
Yes.
And I always try to offer help to the hosts when they're set, please let me explain to you how this would work better. But, and again, there I am trying to offer my unsolicited 2 cents. Please let me help you. And that's all I want to do. I want to make it safer.
Yeah.
I want to make it safer for the dogs.
Yes.
What are you doing?
And it's not safe if, as the handler, we're tripping over the pipe and drape and our own feet trying to keep our dogs on the mat.
100% correct.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, and the thing is, it's like I show both a pocket and an XL, and like with the XL, I have to milk the perimeter. And so, just like you said, it's just like obviously when you're trying to open those dogs up to get the right speed and the right gait, that puts you right on the railing. And it's like it's one of those things that you got to try and get as small as you can without messing up your pace, so that you're not messing up the dog's pace. And it can get. I'm all for it. Like there's, again, just like you said, it's not the matting that changes the size of the ring. It's the barriers. Like that's how you change the size of the ring. So just if you literally that's the perimeter you're working with, doing measuring and making sure there's rooms for boots and walking away, walkways or whatever. Like at that point, it's just like then bring in the actual matting. Like just make the distance a little bit shorter.
It will save them. I get it that it's expensive because I have bought it before. Because I need to work my dogs. And I have actually laid it out in my pasture and used it. And it can be expensive, but it will cost you so much less in the long run. And all you need to do is pressure wash it. That's it. A strip for here, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 down the diagonal, that's 5.
Yeah.
And you take 1 more and you cut for your corners. And you put in all your corners. So now you have 6. And if you make a standard size ring and and you decide, and how do you decide? Well, you get out your XLs. You get
There
out
we
your
go. Come on.
XLs, and you see how much ring you need.
I love
And
it.
if you only have 2 rings, well, what's the problem? You
There
put
we
the
go.
money into the correct matting, you pressure wash it, you roll it up, and you're ready for the next show, and you don't have to keep buying the paper that gets torn
That you
by the
have
time
to replace every single show.
every time it just gets thrown away. And by the time I've gone in with, oh, I don't know, my 6th dog for the 4th time, there's nothing left. And if they use like the pretty
now
carpet,
getting extra tape and all this and trying to tape it down, and you're absolutely 100% correct. And please share that matting, like, after this live, because that is amazing. You're absolutely 100% correct.
My unsolicited 2 cents gets me in hot water. Because I've been doing this for so long, I see these things, and can I help you? Please let me help you. It's, that's just the thing with me. I want to help so badly, because we have had some bad accidents in the ring where people have tripped over things and slid, and the dogs have spun out. I've got a list of things that I wish. I'm one of those people. Here I go again. I'm trying to be very careful. A lot of people say things, and they complain about things, and they want things to change, but nobody speaks up.
Yes, 100%.
They're talking against themselves, but they're not talking to the people that can actually make those changes.
So I speak up.
Oh, I know you do, which is great. We're trying to help,
but I'm the only one. So I'm the complainer. I'm trying to be squeaky wheel is what I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to be the complainer. Yeah. There are just so many things that I want to help with. And again, here it is. When you're learning something, oh, this is the first show you're putting on, please let me help you. Yeah. Let me give you some advice. I have a little more background for you folks. Yes, I have put on my own show. Yes, I have held open shows for the AKC, from hiring the judges to doing the paperwork to getting the rings set up. I have done trophy donations and trophy drives. I have held an entire junior showmanship competition and ran an entire raffle for them, all on me. I have been a club president, a show secretary, a trial secretary. I'm a steward for the rings, which is why when you see me at the shows and I'm going, what? I can't hear you. Please let me call numbers. And I will turn around and I will yell for the dog. That's what I do in the shows as a ring steward. That's my job, to call numbers and call classes and call them correctly and get those dogs ringside and get those people ringside and get you out. Get out.
Hey, I see why you wear a suit now.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Keep going, CC. You're on it. You're on it.
So for those people who go, well, how would you know about putting on a show? You've never put one on. Not so. There's a lot more to me than meets the eye. Yeah. But again, it boils down to, I want to make it better, nicer, cleaner, more efficient. No, I'm not trying to make it AKC, so don't go there. I'm not even trying to make it UKC, so don't go there. I am trying to get some of these venues to implement some things that will make it easier and safer. I want to show my dog and not have to worry about certain things. Again, that list, I could, about things that I know would help, but they don't want to hear that, and that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. But for me, I'm going to do everything I can, to help, wanted or unwanted. I'm going to do what I can to make it safer for dogs. If you don't have appropriate gear, please come. Please let me help you. I have gear. For God's sakes, I have gear. Please don't take. Can we do a show 101?
No, I mean, I'm telling you one thing right now, Cece. If I ever decide that if I ever decide to host a show, I mean,
Yes.
like literally anything like any advice that you would have, I would be honored that you would even consider helping me. Like, so
And show
there's,
hosts, take notice to what
yes,
she's saying,
yeah. I mean, because
because
we've got several friends of ours are actually like currently planning for shows that they're hosting like, I mean, one in, March and May and June, and then, so it's like, if you folks are still watching, if she walks up to you, ears open, guys, ears open, and like she's here to help, because just like just like Lois said, she's trying to get packed up and out of the show before the restaurants close.
I'm the last one to leave the building. I wish I could be earlier. No, I've got a dog in the fight till the end. I've got a dog in the fight till the end most of the time. Most of the time, I got a dog, at least one in best in show. At least one. I've had multiple. I am one of the last to leave, because remember, it's just me usually.
Yeah.
It's just me and my gaggle. And it takes me a while. I can't pack up during the middle of the show. There's a couple of questions on here that I saw and I wanted to address.
Yeah.
Sean,
I love it.
Valella,
Yeah, I was gonna ask Sean.
yeah, how are you adjusting your gait for a larger breed of dog, for example, an XL, as compared to a smaller breed, i.e. Frenchie, when you have less room with a bigger dog in a show breed? So adjusting gait is crucial. When I go from my French Bulldog to suddenly I've got, because Frenchies are first, then we have the other breeds. So sometimes I'm on a Shorty Bull, sometimes I'm on an English Bulldog. Oh, and then all of a sudden there I am and I'm on the Bullies. And I've got my XL girl, and I'm trying to safely get around the ring. So for adjusting for gait, when your ring isn't really big, and believe me, in AKC, we have that a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Can you give us any smaller of a breed for our side downs? Oh. So the biggest thing, it's not speed. And a lot of people think you just have to go faster or slower, and that's not it. I mean, it does factor in a little bit. It's honestly, it's stride. It's stride length.
Yeah.
I can go and shorten my stride, boom, 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 like a train, with my Frenchies. And I can take just a longer stride, and it's just 1, 2, 3, where with my XL, because she's going to cover ground a lot faster. All I got to do is lengthen my stride. It's the same thing with my side downs. Sometimes I have to pick up my feet and actually come off the ground. It depends on how much room we have. Yeah. But a lot of that is position of dog, too. If I know that I have less room and I'm going to have to take a bigger stride, chances are very good, and my dog's going to be more here than out in front, because I need to be able to take that left and come around. So chances are very good that my dog's going to be more back here than normal, like here. So it's stride length for me. And I can turn my body and face the dog, which is an automatic push or block or stop to the dog. I can come like this, and my dog's going to turn. Of course, I use a lot of verbals, too. I use left. I use go. I use ready. I use easy. So I do a lot of verbals and a lot of eye contact and a lot of just a little bit of lead contact that tells my dog whether we're going to go out or whether we're going to kind of hang in closer. So that all comes in when I'm doing all those miles in my laps. My circles will get smaller. And so how do I adjust for that? And that's how I practice those smaller laps, and I go out, and then I get out there and I let my dog go out further on bigger laps. So my laps are never just the same circle over and over and over. Not only am I out there on different surfaces and going down and back, but I am also small circles and big circles, small dogs and big dogs.
Wow, love it. Cece, so do you pick up dogs at shows to be able to just show for the show?
Ringside.
Because how?
Yes.
So how do you present them differently? How? Because you're talking about verbal connections and things like that. Picking up
with a dog I don't know.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
With a new dog.
First thing I do is I try to get a couple minutes with them before I have to walk in the ring.
Yeah. And why is that?
Because I need to see, it's kind of a multi-part. I want to see if I can connect with this dog.
Yeah.
If it pays attention to anything. Does the dog bait for bait? Does it bait for a
Yes,
toy?
there
Does
we
it
go.
bait? Does it
Love
do verbals? Does it know any obedience? Does it respond to lead pressure? Does it show in a chain, or does it show in
Yes.
something like a martingale?
Yes.
I need to be
Yes.
able to get a feel real quick. Have I grabbed and gone in and helped people? You betcha. Hey, can you help me show this? Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Do I have to change for each dog because they are different, but my approach is going to be very much how I am. I'm going to try to get eye contact. I'm going to do the things that I do, look, hear, easy. I'm still going to do all of my verbals and my lead work regardless. Because once around the ring, and that dog's already going to pick up on what I'm saying to it and how my lead work is responding to what I'm saying.
Yes.
So I do ringside. Yes, I do. I don't do it a lot. Most of the dogs that you see me on, I've been on since they were a baby. I've trained them. I've shown them. I've titled them. You know, their family. We have a very, very obvious connection. And I do a lot of eye contact, and I love on my dogs, and I do mean my, whether they're mine or they're not mine, they're mine.
You're mine. You're my dog.
You're my dog. Yeah, you're my dog. And I don't care, win or lose. You know, I do lose, believe it or not. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That was a joke.
I'm kidding. I don't.
I lose just like anybody else does. I do.
I don't believe it,
I
by
have
the way,
my share. And I still scoop up my dog and love on them like they just won Best in Show. It makes no difference.
That's right.
I love my dogs, and I love that they tried. They tried for me. I asked, they gave. And it's not up to me. It's up to that person right there who's pointing to you or pointing to you. That's the person who tells me whether I won or I didn't win. I didn't lose. Did we make it around the ring? Yay, aces. Did we stack kind of sort of? Did we get some real work in? Yes, yay. Because I'm out there with a lot of puppies right now. Oh yeah, most of them are mine. And we're doing a lot of OJT, on the job training, for you young folk. They don't know what OJT is, I swear. They go, what? And
I love it.
I gotta tell you, that is my favorite. Okay, I have two favorite things in the ring. One is OJT, because I get my best work, OJT. My second is hand me that novice puppy. That puppy that isn't 6 months, that doesn't have a clue.
You are the most person I've ever seen in the novice puppy class. And you work that dog. I love watching you. I do.
I want to be out there. Please, yes, humiliate me. Make me look like an idiot. I don't care. I love getting out there with the novice puppies. That just makes my whole day.
Yeah.
I don't care. And their owners are all like, oh, well, she doesn't know anything. I'm like, I don't care.
Screw it. She's gonna learn anything.
There's no expectations.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just go out there and you have fun and enjoy the dog and enjoy the experience. And I mean, because just like you said a moment ago, it's like you're celebrating with the dog, even if you didn't take you know, the blue ribbon. It's just like I really like that, because too often you see people that, you know, they're angry and they just leave the ring, and you can tell that the dog, you know, is probably can tell, obviously, that, you know, you're a little tense and that you're disappointed. And I mean, they're trying to do what you want them to do. So if you don't celebrate the fact that, you know, they worked for you, I'm sure that has an effect later on down the line. So I get it. I like that.
That dog needs to understand. Okay, let me rephrase that. Y'all need to understand.
There we go.
The dog is trying.
Yes.
If
there we
you
go.
have not taught your dog, habla español is basically what you're doing to your dog. You have not taught your dog what you're asking for. If you are not consistent and clear every time, hence my verbals, my eye contact, and my lead work. All three of these things are my connection with the dog. They do not change. If you ever watch me out there, you see my mouth doing this the whole time I'm out in the ring. I'm having yes, good job. I am going to be my dog's biggest cheerleader because nothing else matters.
Love that.
I watch my judges. They'll tell you. I stare the judges down. I do.
Is it as bad as the kids with the pigs and the goats and stuff? Because some of them are, I mean, they've got, like, they're just mean like the judges. And it is so funny to see because, like, no, is it that bad? Like, I eyeball the judges like that? Or like,
that's me.
That's you.
Hey, look. So what I'm thinking. So look, CC. So you staring the judges down, right? So
Yeah.
are you saying when you looking at them, you better pick me? You better pick me? Are you trying to intimidate the judge?
So basically, what I'm saying is, so here's what I do. I find my judge. I find my dog. You see my dog? I see my dog. I know what I have here, and I want you to see my dog.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because it's my job to present this dog to you.
Yeah.
And I will. I will serve my dog on a silver platter if that's what it takes.
I love
when
that.
I present,
Making
I'm
sure
going to
your
present.
dog gets the right attention. You were looking at him, making sure, like, look at my dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, him or her. Look at my dog. See how this dog's presented. I love that. It's not intimidation. It's, I want to make sure you give my dog the right opportunity.
Yeah.
And
I mean, watching where their eyes go and everything like that, making sure that they're actually looking and considering, the dog.
You know what? I have never seen anyone look at the judge while they got their dog.
It's rare. Very rare.
Very rare. I've never seen anyone that look at the judge.
Well, that's
a
connection
their eye,
with the dog
keeping
to
their
make
eye,
sure that you,
but they keeping their eye on their dog, making sure everything's all together.
I know I do.
You know
I'm looking down. I'm like, don't mess this up. Oh, back leg. You know, I'm just like making little adjustments. And then
where my dog is. I know where my dog is. Right here. So if my dog is in the correct position, I'm going to check. Yep, we're all good, Judge. Good.
Yes.
Oh my God.
The practice has been put in place. Now it's the fun. Now
and I have a lot of fun doing it.
And see, I got a question. I got a question, and I would be unfitting of a Tuesday Night Bully Talk show host to not ask this. Everyone watching, with the outfits, with the suits, is it premeditated with the suits, depending on which show you're going to, whether it's inside or outside, whether it's what dog you're showing, whether what coat you're showing? Like, how do you premeditate these suits? Because I love them. Your presentation's amazing.
No one's missing you in a crowd. I love it because it's so distinct. Everything is so distinct, and it seems very intentional. So, how intentional is it?
Very. Thank you.
Yes.
So, something I learned a very, very long time ago, and I will share this little secret with you.
Yes.
I've shared a few secrets, actually.
You have.
Which you don't usually get to hear unless you're in a class with me.
And we appreciate it. We really, really do.
And I have shared some secrets before with people, and then they decided they were too good for me anymore in the bully show. So I went, okay.
You won't catch those people here.
Notice I don't have a camp. Notice I don't have all of that. Nobody likes me enough to invite me to their camp. Oh, that's
you
okay.
speak on some real truth.
One here. It's okay. So here's about the suits. This is what I learned a long, long time ago. And for instance, in a breed like my standard poodles or giant schnauzers, because they're all black. It's a field of black dogs. Okay, this is what I learned. When a judge is out there and there's a bunch, now you've seen the bully rings. Good Lord, there's 20 in a class, and say they're all dilutes. They're all the lilacs, or say they're all fawns. Just for shits and giggles. So you have a class full of fawns, and and your judge is up there, and he's going to split the class because there's so many of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to split the class, and he's going to judge these guys, and then he's going to bring these guys in, right? So you're out there in this field of fawn, and the judge likes dog number 1, dog number 3, dog number 5, okay? And I'm on fawn.
Yes.
And here I am. So say I've got, Thor, for instance, the fawn boy, and who I absolutely adore. And so I'm out there in my which suit would I be in with him? Oh hell, I don't know.
I love this. I love it.
Say I'm in. Well, just for the hell of it, we'll say I'm in my black and white suit. Okay.
Yeah.
Because my dog is fawn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna wear my black and white because it does not blend in with the dog. You're going to be able to see the dog's outline against my black background.
There we go.
My job is to frame this dog into a picture. So if you notice, sometimes I'm out in front, sometimes I'm down on my knees.
Yep.
Okay, and I've got my dog. My dog is here. Okay,
Right.
and I'm kind of like that.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm presenting. Sometimes I'm standing right here, but I've got my dog out away from me, presenting the head. Because this is a bully. You should be presenting that head. Okay. So tan dog, black and white background. Okay. Now I'm on dog number 5. He's sent us all out. He takes the second wave in, goes through, picks his. Now he wants his other dogs. Now meanwhile he's making a mental note of which dogs he really likes.
Mm-hmm.
Fawn dog. Fawn dog, which dog did he really, really like? Well, he really, really liked my Thor. So which one was he?
The lady
He had the black and white behind him. He had the black and white behind him. Where's that black and white background that I saw?
Yep.
I love it.
Love her.
I love it.
That's so
Now, when I have Po Boy out, he is black.
Yeah.
So I can't wear my black suits with him because not only will it hide his top line, but it'll hide his legs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I can't really stand behind him. Now, if I want to hide something, sure, you betcha. I can absolutely hide things on a black dog by wearing a black suit.
I love it.
Tricks of the trade. But why would I? He's a multi-grand, champion.
Yes. So what color enumerates him the best?
So yeah, I take my suits into consideration because I look at my list and I say, okay, who am I taking? Now remember, I have French Bulldogs. Frenchies are a table breed. Sometimes we have a table, most of the time we don't. But they are a table breed. So I have my brindle puppies are out now. They're 9 months old and they're out, okay?
Yep.
I'm obviously not going to wear my black suit behind them because they're up on a table. They're right in front of my jacket.
With all that, yep.
Judge won't be able to see them. So I will not wear black behind my black brindles. I can wear it behind my red dogs, but it'll hide my black brindles. So right now, since I have these guys out, my black suits are tucked away in the back of the closet and they won't come out if I'm bringing my brindle puppies out to the show.
Yep.
What
so yeah,
colors
there
will
is
come out with the black brindles?
Huh?
What colors will come out with the black brindles? I have one. I'm asking for.
Yeah.
Oh, what do I wear behind them?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I wear like reds.
Yeah.
Reds look really good behind that black brindle. Give them a nice background. A nice shade of blue makes a really nice background behind them. So I wear a lot of different colors, as you know. So I can pretty much wear just about everything in my closet, no matter what dog I have out there. But I do try to be very aware of that one black dog in my gaggle, or that fawn dog. I don't really, my gold suit might not show him off as well. But I do like my bling. If you've seen my bling suits, I can wear a bling suit behind that fawn, and it won't make him fade into my suit. summertime outside show, yeah, I may wear something different because I'm gonna be cooking if I wear my long sleeve
roasting.
Yeah,
good Lord.
And I do that anyways. So yes, it's very important when I know what dogs I've got going, and I do pick my suits accordingly. And if you notice, I wear hats a lot.
Yes.
I love my hats. And there's a reason for that. It's not just because I love my hats. Because after showing, I took a dog, a young dog, one of my tall dogs, one of my Ozawaks, into the ring. And the judge was an older lady. And she came in, and of course, my Ozawak was a young dog, so not very tall. And she came over, and she started going over the dog from the head, working the way back, came back to look at the bite. Well, when I went to show the bite, the judge looked down like this. Well, she had glasses on the top of her head. My dog had a come apart. Went over my shoulder because all of a sudden this lady had eyes on the top of her head.
That freaked me out too, man. I get it. I get it. Totally get it.
A lot of judges wear hats.
Yeah.
I train my dogs now. Ever since then, I train my dogs for those things. Glasses on top of the head, hats on the head. I have wide brim hats that I wear. I have my smaller hats that I wear.
Yeah.
All of those things because the judge may have those things.
Yeah.
Now, what I won't do, what I won't go in the ring with is Dog Show 101, folks.
Here we go.
Don't
go.
Here we go. Remember that list? Here we go. Don't go into the ring with backpacks on. Don't go into the ring with 15 things hanging out of your pockets. Why are you going in there with all of that? It's about the dog, showing the dog. When you have things hanging out of your pockets and they're bouncing off the dog and your backpack is pulling your back all over, what do you think that's doing to your hand with your lead? And your body language to tell your dog what you're doing next. When you have a backpack on, first off, they shouldn't be in the ring anyways. I'm not saying you have to wear a suit. I'm saying don't wear the backpack. Don't have a bunch of stuff hanging out of your pockets all over the place. You know, this is the dog show. If you're in the sanctioned show, respect the sanctioned show.
Yes.
Never have I said you have to be in a suit like me. Never. You wear what you're comfortable in. You wear whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not judging you. When I'm in the ring and I'm the judge, because I am a judge, and I'm in there, I want to see you present the dog. Please don't come into my ring with backpacks on, stuff hanging out of all over your pockets, three different collars on your dog. Bring your dog in appropriate show gear. Come in respectfully into my ring, respecting me, respecting the job you're doing, respecting the show dog arena, respecting the venue and the hosts. Don't come in, just trying to, bring the attention, to all of the stuff, because that's distracting for your dog. And somebody asked a little bit ago, what do you do about a dog that's distracted? I wanted to address that. And this is where I was going. It was a little roundabout, but it was there. All of this stuff hanging out of your pockets falls all over the place. Okay.
Yes.
You show your dog on your left. Everybody got that? On your left. Do not climb over your dog like it's a horse to stack your dog. Don't. It's not appropriate. It's not correct. It's not okay to do that to the dog in the ring, and it's not appropriate in the ring at all. Okay, so you're going to come in and you're going to show your dog. Then please do it respectfully. Brandon Hamilton, I'm coming full yellow zoot suit. I so want to see that. Jim Carrey style. I'll get the matching green one that he has. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Now, you have to have a partner in this. You have to have a Lloyd. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a Lloyd. Harry and a Lloyd. Caleb,
I want that.
You're going to be the Lloyd. Except for that would require hair, which you don't have.
So when it comes to the distraction, if your dog is distracted or sniffing the floor and things like that, this is where your verbals come in, folks. Teach your verbals. Look. Here or here. Teach them to look someplace. Look, respond, confirm to the dog that you asked for it and they did it. The moment they make eye contact with you, reward, praise, goodies, toy, whatever. Okay?
Yeah.
Basic 101 training. Look, dog goes, looks, yes. bam, goody. Yes, good job. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't just distracted. You've got to work on leave it. Leave it is the command. And as the minute they turn away from whatever they were messing with, yes, bam, good job. Okay?
Yes.
It's all about praise. It's all about confirmation. I said, leave it. You left it. Look, you looked. Yes. So you have to work on the communication skills with your dog. This is
incredible tidbit again. Incredible tidbit.
Oh, yeah.
She's dropping them.
Oh, yeah. I'll be outside the backyard or I'll be in the living room.
Rewind,
yeah.
Play. Here it goes again.
Absolutely. I'll just randomly be anywhere in the house. It doesn't matter if there's a dog in the room. I don't care what they're doing. They could be just laying down, chillaxing, just not even paying attention. And I'll be like, Adonis. And if he turns and looks at me, it's like, good boy. Or, it's just that, and I'll just do it at random. I'll just literally do that at random wherever we are. I will just say the dog's name, and if they immediately turn to me, it's good boy. So it's like, it's just that weird reinforcement. And you know where I think I learned that from a dog trainer that I know that's here locally, Carlisle. Like he taught me that, and so now I just randomly do it. Like, Adonis.
Yeah, anytime is training time. Anytime you can use it. Justin uses watch me. Know a lot of people who use watch me. I know a lot of people who use that. Everybody's got their own little thing. It rolls off the tongue a little easier for them. When I'm teaching people and their dogs, I tell them, for me, for my dog, I use this. For you, for your dog, whatever comes out naturally for you, because that's going to be whatever words you learned, while you were out there and somebody taught that and you saw it or whatever. I'm going to have different experiences. You just need to use it consistently. Don't use 3 or 4 different things for the same thing. Like, people use no. How many times is the word no used for other different things? All day long. No. What does no mean? Get off the couch. Don't eat that. Bring that back. What have you got? No. And no has meant 5 different things. So I tell people, use your verbals, pick them wisely, try a few different ones. It's not going to kill your dog to change your verbal if it's just not comfortable for you. So instead of using heel, I don't use heel. I use with me. I simply want them to be with me. So I don't use heel. For me, I use with me. I know lots of people who prefer heel. Great. Aces, whatever you like to use is going to be perfect for you and your dog. So use those verbals. I see people out there say no to no. Agnieszka. Say no to please here. So I mind your business. I use that too. Gee, what is that? Strunk. I do that in the ring. I'm like, leave that alone. Not yours. Mind your business. I use those things too. So everybody's got their own little thing, and that's what I teach is pick something, anything. I don't care. Banana, cucumber, whatever. But whatever you use, that needs to mean this. Yeah. Every single time. Once you decide this is the word, it's every single time. Yeah. So your consistency factor is crucial to training. I'm not going out there and making this a lot of work for my dog to go out there into that ring. I'm asking them to work with me, to come with me, and let's go play the dog show game. And I'm not going to yank on them and crank on them and yell at them unless the music's really loud and they can't hear me. I'm not going to do those things. It is with me. It's look, it's here, it's whatever. And then when we're not having to show right that minute, I'm all over them, like white on rice, rawr, and we get a minute to just do nothing out there but be together. And then when we're ready to get back in line and get ready to show, it's like, okay, ready? That's my cue. Ready? and we're going to get going. And the dog goes, bam, okay, back to showing business. Yes, okay. So that's such the most important ingredient in the relationship is consistency. You must have it.
Yes.
You got to make a connection with the dog, and it's not by by hook or by crook and dragging the dog around the ring. We all have those dogs who go, whoa, ha, I'm not walking. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm done. You know what? And we just do what we can. And it's okay to check with the lead and try to get them to take a couple of steps. You know what? And if they don't after that, okay, I'm going to turn around and go whatever way they want to go. Yeah. And I will just take them to the end of the line or whatever. But I'm not going to drag that dog around. That is not going to make the show experience any better for that dog. And it's not going to make the next time in the ring any better either. Because you haven't asked that dog. And we're asking these dogs to do a lot in that ring. A lot. Dealing with the music and the dogs and the people and the noise and somehow still trying to connect with us. And we're asking them to please work with us anyways, even though all of this is going on. Here I am. Hence the times that I go all the way down onto the floor. You betcha. Down on my knees. You betcha. Come on. Come on. Come with me. It's okay. I got you.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
If the dog doesn't have the confidence, this is what I tell people. If the dog doesn't have the confidence, you have to have enough for both of you. You cannot get out there and freeze and go, oh my God, I got to drag my dog because everybody's watching. No. It's okay to be new. It's okay to learn. It's okay for your dog to just have a come apart. It's a show. It's not that big a deal. But what the dog takes from your response to that is so important on the next building block of their training. And if they don't have that confidence, we have to, oops, sorry about that, I fell over. We have to let them know. It's my favorite 3 words. I got you.
Yeah.
I love that, man. Oh, absolutely. I mean, and the vibe, it's just like you can tell when you're watching people with their dogs in the ring. You can tell when people are like they actually have that confidence with each other. They trust each other because it's effortless. You know what I mean? There's this. You can tell the dog's having fun. And they trust the handler, and the handlers, everything is just so smooth and effortless, and everybody seems to be having fun. That I love seeing that in the ring, and it's one of those things that I wish I could do. I'm ball of anxiety. I'm the worst. I need to work on myself. I don't think it's the dogs that's the problem. I'll take that out of your book then.
Sometimes you just have to go into the ring and act like you have it. And I don't mean that favorite saying, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
That's not what I mean. Sometimes you have to talk yourself into it, because remember that everything you feel goes down that lead.
Yes.
If you're standing outside the ring and you're nervous, which is perfectly normal for a lot of people, the dog's going to be nervous too. This is why, once again, if you've practiced and you're consistent and you know the routine, you're going to walk in, you're going to stack up, you're going to be examined. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should have your dog stacked. Bam. Judges coming. Even if you have a come apart dog. Remember, I have 9-month-old puppies. They're not trained. I had life. It was kind of a thing. And so I'm doing a lot of OJT with them. And it's okay. I apologize to a lot of judges. I'm so sorry. I brought you puppies. No. Yeah. But again, there's the routine though. I walk in, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
It doesn't matter that this puppy doesn't have the training that I would normally have on it right now. I walk in, I walk the puppy, come, with me. Yay, good job. And ready and stand. Same verbals, stand. Okay, here we go, stand. And I am going to refix and refix and refix until I can get a half a second of holding still and I go, yes!
Right.
Hands off, let go. Yay, good job. Okay, that's all I'm looking for. That's all I'm looking for. Nothing changes. That's my consistency. That's my routine.
Yes.
Hands are all in the same places. Puppy is all in the same places as my trained dog. Judge comes up, because remember, I just had like 3 weekends in a row under the judges. Judge like, show me the bite. I would love to. However, still working on that. Okay, that's okay. Judge is like, it's okay. It's a puppy. Hey, guys, I'm not expecting my puppy to be solid because I know that I have not had the time. I have to cut myself some slack. We had a pretty rough end of the year last year with my dogs here, and I just didn't have any time to make anything else a priority. So I know this. I have to cut myself some slack. And I can't go out there and demand this 9-month-old puppy to be like the rest of the dogs just because at 9 months old, usually they're trained. So I cut my puppy a lot of slack. If I can get the puppy to stand half a second, man, I'm good. That's a win. That's a win in my. Was the judge able to examine? Yeah, kind of, sort of. Cool. Hey, can we get a few steps on the down and back? Most of the time, that's not a problem. Because again, there's those laps that we try to do with the puppies.
Right.
And then, you know, and we line back up. Did we win? Okay. Did we not? Okay. Yay, scoop up my puppy and we're out of the ring. You know, nothing changes though. I'm still going to stack them the exact same way. I mean, when I have my invisible dog, here's the right, here's the left, here's the head, boom, left, right, okay, stack, present. I've got my invisible dog here. Nothing changes because that's the order of things with me. I'm going to train them all with my hands the same exact way. So when you have that part out there, you go back to the basics. And that basics is the repetition that you put in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stack, present, boom. Puppy, dog, doesn't matter. They fall back into that. And what do they get from that routine? Oh, wait, I know this game. Okay, well, all right, we're stacking, we're standing. Okay, yay, we know this game. Remember, you got to have the confidence for both of you. So you lend them a little of your confidence by going back to the basics that they already know.
Right.
The dog can't fail. Dogs do not fail. We do. That's on us.
I love that. Oh, that's some accountability right there.
Pause, rewind, watch.
Yeah.
We do not fail. I mean, the dogs do not fail.
We
We are the ones that failed the dogs.
Yep.
I love
we
that
did
statement.
not come across clear. We did not ask correctly. We were not consistent in what we asked and how we asked. That's how you get dogs that go out there show after show after show after show, and they're still falling apart out there, and they're not working, and these people get frustrated with their dogs, and you can see them out there getting mad at the dog, and all I can, don't let me near ringside. Don't let me near ringside. I'm just like, stop throwing the dog's legs.
Yes.
Why is the dog?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Okay, raise your hand if you have the answer. Wait a minute, I can't see Caleb. Are you ready? Are you holding your hand up, Caleb?
I'll tell you in the comments.
Okay.
Or I'll just verbalize it.
Okay, when you are stacking your dog, you've stacked the front, you've stacked the rear. Your dog keeps moving its rear. Why?
It's not comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
I would
He's not comfortable. Something is wrong with the
something.
stack in the front, or something's wrong with how you're trying
Something
to
is
stack
off.
him. He is not comfortable with how he's being stacked.
So if I can ask this question here and get the correct answer, what is wrong with you people? When you're out in the ring and you're fighting and you're fighting. Now and remember, I have puppies who don't know all this yet. That's different. I'm talking about this dog that these people are getting mad because the dog keeps moving and keeps moving, because you have overstretched this dog 3 times in a row in the rear.
Yeah.
You have A-framed the dog front legs to rear legs. The dog cannot stand like that, and yet you're requiring it to stand there, and you're making it stand there, and the judge is watching. So you have deer in the headlight look. The judge is watching me.
Pressure's on. You're moving quicker.
And they throw the legs. I'm like, stop! I want to walk out there and smack hands, and I'm like, oh God, I gotta leave, and I have to leave.
They escort you out. There's like this lady got violent. She's slapping hands.
At that point, you fighting against each other.
Yeah.
Yes. There's absolutely no way. Now, second part to that question is, how do you fix this when you run into this? Besides the obvious, stack it correctly the first time.
Start over.
What do you do?
I spin the dog and then let him roll into a more natural stance, and then I just make slight adjustments to that natural stance.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. You're overhandling the dog at that point. Like, let the dog be the dog. It's the handler that's messing the dog up.
Yes. And because the judges are looking, people stop and go, oh, I gotta get to, and he won't stop moving, and he won't stop moving, because you've required this dog to stack incorrectly. It's uncomfortable, it can't hold its balance, or you grab both legs at the same time and drop them, and the dog starts moving. Well, you've just thrown it completely off balance.
Yeah. So it's like,
so
the weight distribution's off to that, in that moment. But now the dog's gonna have to see it to offset.
Right. And these are some of the most common things I see out there in the ring. And I'm not perfect. I'm never gonna say I am. And I have lots of dogs that are learning that I have to fix out there in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I don't care that anybody's watching me. I'm working my dog. So I'm teaching that stand and that stay. I'm going to restack, but I know where he needs to be. He just doesn't know how to do this yet. So I'm going to stack, and I'm going to say stand. Yes. And if he moves, I'm going to grab the leg in, stand. Hands off. Yes. Okay. So I'm doing a lot of OJT out there. I'm doing actual training out there versus the showing and the throwing of the limbs and things. So we all have dogs that are they get out in the ring and they've forgotten everything they know, and but it's the people that get out there with those dogs, and that's what they do, and they don't understand why their dog isn't listening, because you haven't put the training time in, and you don't know what an A-frame looks like. When you stack your bullies out there, folks, if your feet are wider than your chest and the shoulder, you're stacking your dog incorrectly. Mm-hmm. You have A-frames in front. See that A? See that?
Yeah.
A?
Yes.
If the toes are wider than the shoulder, you've stacked it incorrectly in the front. It doesn't make the chest any wider, folks. It doesn't.
Nope.
Trust me. It doesn't. Stop A-framing. Let me see that dog. The way it should be.
There we go.
Yep.
Yes.
Square.
H-factor?
Square.
Square?
Yes.
Yes.
Stop this, folks. Stop.
Yes. Thank you.
And again, I'm the only one that says anything. And I'm not trying to put anybody down. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to put anybody down. But somebody has shown you incorrectly.
Yep.
Somebody has taught you incorrectly. Judges are not impressed by dogs that are A-framed in the front. They can see, folks. They can see.
They have eyes.
And if you want to gripe that your dog lost and you don't understand why,
that's right.
You might want to take a look in the mirror while you're working in the mirror. Go to Goodwill, thrift shop, get one of those bathroom door mirrors, lay it on its side, put it up on a couple of bricks so it's tall enough, and you will see, come in, down and back to the mirror, and stack your dog and see what you're doing. This is not.
And then ask the judge. Ask the judge once you practice it. If he grades you something different than you expect, ask him and work on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And there it is.
What can I improve? How can I improve?
Yes.
Not what's wrong with my dog, or why did that, why, I always ask what you're doing. Like, what can I
do? That dog beat my dog.
Huh?
Why did that dog beat my dog? Well, you want a list or just, you know, short and sweet?
How much time is that?
Because, and you have to be willing to listen. And that's why I said, if I'm teaching you, I'm sorry, not sorry, I'm going to teach you the right way the first time. Don't be offended because I'm abrupt.
No, that's, I hear you.
I want you to learn. You are not, if I go, no, honey, let's try this. No, honey, let's try this. If I do that for 15 minutes, you're going to leave and you're still not going to know what I meant. But if I go, stop, look where your hands are. Now, move your hand to here. Yes. What are you going to hear in your head when you go out in that ring?
Every time.
Oh, honey, let's try this. Or you're going to hear, stop doing that with your hand.
Exactly. A lot of people can't take that now, though. A lot of people can't take that. And it's a sad, sad thing. I'm
Gen
with
X.
you. Yes. Real, for real.
Yeah.
People need to understand that constructive criticism is constructive.
Okay.
People
No.
are giving you the
constructive criticism for them means hand holding and telling them that they're doing a super job.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
And you'll get it in a little while.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
I will tell you, the moment you do it right, you will be just like when I'm talking to the dogs. And
good point. Yes.
You want to know my favorite moment in training? Let me give you my favorite moment in training. Whether it's that 9-month-old puppy, 4-month-old puppy, or that 18-month-old dog who's never been in a ring and comes to me for training.
Yeah.
My favorite moment, pardon me while I get a little emotional about it, is the light bulb moment.
Yes. Yeah.
When you see it.
I love that.
Their eyes go, bam, I got this. And they walk into it, or they stack, or they just, all of a sudden their head comes up. And you're like, there it is.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. And that connection takes place right then and there.
Yeah.
You like you see them and you're like, that's what I've been looking for from your little
There
ass.
it went.
And
Give me this treat. I'm going to give you the best loving ever, and we're going to do it again. And you're going to go to sleep,
really
and
loud.
tomorrow we're going to really do it. Yes.
And I'm really loud with my yes, because my yes is confirmation. Good boy and good girl, they get 100 times a day just because they're looking cute. You know, you're such a good boy. You know, I love you. But that yes is my confirmation when I ask and I say stand, and they stand, and I say yes. Then it's good boy, good girl, and all of that. But yes is my confirmation immediately. And that light bulb comes on, and I am the loudest. Again, I'm the biggest cheerleader. And I try to tell owners, you know, when I'm training their dog, when he does something, and they don't get it. Or they're at the show, and I'm like, did you see that? Did you see that? And they're like, you know.
Why didn't you reward your dog, like verbally reward your dog? Like, oh my God, praise the dog.
Yeah, I am so big on that. And I have to tell that to a lot of people in the ring, to my unsolicited 2 cents. Becomes a quarter after a while.
I'm going to say mine's typically 5 cents. 2's never enough.
Yeah, it starts growing in value. Pretty soon it's a paper bill, you know. And I'll tell people, the reason your dog is shutting down on you is because, I fell again. The reason your dog is shutting down on you is because you haven't rewarded it with anything. You haven't told him, thank you for working for me. Thank you for doing this with me. I love that you're doing this with me. Why aren't you rewarding your dog with that? Why aren't you telling him what a great, well, I did. When? I'm sorry, I'm watching you. You think I'm not watching you? Oh, for God's sake. I wouldn't have said anything if I hadn't been watching you and your dog. I watch it all the time when I teach my classes. I watch the dog, watch the person, and I watch what's going on between them. The body language, the verbals, the lead work. I'm watching all of these things so that I can pick it apart. The moment I see something, I say, stop. And my rally people know this. I say, stop. And they stop. And I say, okay, look where your hands are. look where the dog is, look at your body position, where's your shoulder, where's your head, you know, whatever. So that they can see what they're telling the dog with body language versus verbal. What are you telling your dog when you're out there working your dog? You've baited him, you've baited him, you've baited him, you've lured him, and you've teased him, and not one single time did you reward him with it.
Yeah.
And you
actually give it to them.
wonder why your dog got tired of working for you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, and you do, just like you said, like you can see it in the ring in real time. Like you can see a dog losing its motivation. You know, it's literally out there on autopilot, and and that's not nearly as fun to watch as people that are, man, they're having fun out there with that dog. Man.
Yeah, and that's where people look at me and they see that I'm running and they see that I'm busy. I'm busy in my head. I'm busy, folks, in my head. My checklist is going and going and going. What dog is next? What classes are next? I'm trying to listen to classes. You know, and if I can't hear them, it's even harder. I absolutely enjoy working with the dogs. And that's why I love the training part so much, because I live for that light bulb moment that I have communicated with this dog, and it has gone both ways. That's what I live for in the ring, when I've communicated and it has gone both ways. Again, this has nothing to do with the ribbons and the trophies. This has to do with, do I have that connection? And when that dog looks at me with its head and its tail and its ears, and I'm like, oh yeah, come on, honey, let's roll.
Yes.
You know that, and of course that's how I am with my Frenchies. That's how I am with all of them. I want that connection. I try very hard to get that connection, but you can especially see it with some of my own, Olive, Clover, for instance. You know, you can see that because we have that. Obviously, they're mine.
Yeah, we felt that. Yeah, absolutely.
And I love it. Nothing else matters out there to me. I'm gonna do all the things. I'm gonna, you know, do the routine and my ring patterns and find my judge and do my stuff and show my dog and present and do all that. But in the meantime, I get to be out there with them, and they are happy to be working with me. And there are those dogs that are brand new to this world or new to me, and they don't have that connection yet, and I gotta work for it. I gotta work for it. So I was looking at some of the comments, and that's okay. That puts me to work. That puts me to work. And whatever I've got in my tool bag to bring out for that dog that doesn't care about bait, doesn't care about toys, has never been taught any verbals. You know, he may have been out there before and now he's getting back in the ring and he's kind of, lost his spark. I've got to work extra hard because I got to get that dog and I in sync. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So any time that I can make that connection with that dog in the ring at any time, I'm going to take that as a win. That's what I'm looking for. Did you look at me? Did you let me stack you? Did you let me present your head even? Did you do something that we did as a team? Yes, fantastic. I'm in.
I love that. No, I honestly, like your perspective on how to train these dogs and to get these dogs to really enjoy what they do with you. I mean, that is, man, this has been a real education, really eye-opening, and I'm really hoping that some of the folks that are watching or will be watching, you know, on a replay, like, you know,
way too much information for the
basic. It's a lot.
I have way too much information because I love to share.
That's what I've loved about this entire life, like your humbleness. Like you are the most humble person. You've been doing this for 30 plus years, you said. Like that is amazing. Your passion is presented in the ring. Your affection with the dogs, your connection with the dogs, like it's not about you. You're presenting the dog at the best of its ability, and it's just it's amazing to hear like those tidbits on how you created that. So this live, like, y'all share it, y'all really show your friends, like,
Yeah.
because this is some very good information that this woman is sharing with us, and I have the utmost respect for you, and thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate it. Like I said, I love to share, even if it is to my direct competition. And I do. Don't get me wrong. I just did this at the last show.
I believe this.
I was sharing because I beat his dog, and with mine, and we do see each other head to head a lot in the ring, because you know, we travel the same circles. So his dog was just did great in one of the shows, and then on the next show just not as well. Wouldn't give ears. This is Frenchie's. Wouldn't give the ears. Wouldn't do the things, and lost. And I asked him, you know, of course it's the end of the night and everybody's leaving, and I said, "Do you have time? Would you mind? Here I go again. Can I please help you?"
Let me help you.
And that dollar bill again. That 20.
That's why you're
so
like
I'm starting
working out just money. You're just like, please let me.
Because I watch him. I watch his dog. I saw where the dog started to go down. I saw where the dog, you know, and he's working and he's trying to get his dog back up and get ears and all the things. And so I showed him on my dog. Of course, my Clover, she knows the game. But even she responded the exact same way his dog did when my lead was in the incorrect position, when it laid wrong across her neck. She wouldn't get the ears because for whatever reason, when that lead was down here, it was uncomfortable enough that the ears would come down. I tossed the bait and she went up and down. Why is that? So then I showed him lead placement, collar placement, and how to hold that lead, how to hold that collar where it needs to be, how to bait that dog, and all of a sudden, bam, there's ears. Is he my direct competition? Yes. But I knew where the problem was.
Yeah.
And I know the dog. I like the dog. And I wanted to help.
Yeah.
Because good dogs losing because there's a fixable problem. Do I mind when he beats me? Well, we all want to win, duh. But you know, but that doesn't mean that I can't help and help.
He did something
But for
earlier.
you to help the competition, the direct competition,
and here's the thing:
and something that could ultimately beat you if it's corrected, shows your character.
For sure. And another tidbit to that, you know, not tidbit, but like another wow moment that just really shows your character is earlier on you were talking about wanting to help show hosts, and when you started to list the things that you've done in that hosting genre, like you weren't doing it to smear your accolades. You were literally the reason you're telling people what your experiences are, and so they'll trust you and let you help them. It's not so that you can like smear it in their face and just be like, well, do you know who I am? I've done that and that and that and that and that. Like, you're not doing it for that reason. You're literally doing it like, no, trust me, because I have done this. I have done this and that and that. So I want to help you using that experience. And that right there separates you from so many people. And I just, you know, I appreciate the fact that you, again, like you'd help competition. You would help a new host. You would help somebody just for the sake of helping. That's
well, people look at me and go, well, why do you come up with this, and why do you think that? You know, because all they see is me out there showing my gaggle, and they don't understand.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So when I make the suggestions, because I've already been there, and for them to understand, I do have the experience.
Yeah.
I do. People ask me about my experience in dog shows, and I'm like, yeah, I got 30 years in this game. But no, I don't list all of my things that I've done. But I do want these hosts to understand that, yes, I do have the practical and personal experience doing it.
Let me use that to help you. Like that. I mean, who does that? Like you do. I love it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love that. That makes you incredible. Truly incredible.
She froze up.
I think so.
Yeah.
There that weather went. It finally got Randy's phone.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, because we have weather here. But I can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay.
You're frozen up, so we can't see, but we can hear
I see that. So I want them to understand that, yes, I have the experience on their side, but as an exhibitor, I also understand.
Uh-oh.
I lost her again. Oh no!
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, you'd broken up.
Yeah,
for a second there.
the weather's kind of rolling a little harder. I want them to understand from. Oh, for the love of Pete! Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. I want them to understand that as an exhibitor also, I can tell them what that does to me as an exhibitor. I'm not complaining. I'm trying to explain to them that there are ways to do things that would make it better for the exhibitors, for the dogs. Remember, I'm sanctioned show. I rarely for a list of reasons. For the fun show.
Yep.
That's
I don't know what kind of weather is going on out there, but it must be picking up.
I know, and I hate this because this is such good information. Like, she has been
this is amazing.
throwing gems
all night.
And Pam, I am completely with you. Like, she doesn't have to justify anything.
Absolutely.
Like, her actions just. Oh, she's back. I'm sorry.
You're fine. No, you're talking about me while I'm not there.
I know. I was talking behind your back. I'm so sorry, Cece. You caught me. Please continue.
Talking about me behind my back.
Yes, all bad things.
Totally
all love.
I just want them to know that I'm giving them a point of view from both sides of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what's useful. It's just like, I mean, no one's going to really know what needs to be fixed if they don't know what's broken. So it's literally like, here's what I've experienced through my 30 years of doing this, and it's because you want them to succeed. You want them to be a good show host. You want them to be able to provide an environment for even other handlers, not just yourself. You're not doing it just for selfish reasons, because that's not who you are. Like, you're literally trying to help them make a better show, and so that everybody else has what they need to succeed as well. Like, I'm again, I can't say it enough. Like, you are incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a lot of adjectives about me. I don't know how often that one's used, but
I will throw every positive adjective I have right now, and right now I'm running short on it because I am just like, again, the amount of information that and encouragement. It's not even just like you're throwing facts at us. This isn't like a quantum theory class. Like, you're giving inspirational pieces of data. And it's just like that we could all relate to, and that's the beautiful part of it. Is you're not just you're speaking our language, and that's something that Lois had said earlier. She's like, she's speaking the language, and it's 100% exactly. It's exactly what this is. So, and you are, man. I'm so glad that you, especially with the weather being what it is out there right now, and it has been for the last several days, I want to say, but you taking the time to sit down with us and our viewers and just I mean, you gave us so much, and it's I mean, I don't like using the term free game, doesn't even quite say it. Like, wow.
Well, I tell people that all the time. I have way more information than any one person could need. I always want to help. If anybody has a question, like I said, I don't care if you're my competition. If you want to, now I may not help you until after the show, but there's that.
You're in the zone. you were a mile an millisecond at the show. Absolutely.
Yeah, I may not help you in the ring with me, but
Oh my God.
But I will absolutely help. And I always have gear. I always have gear. Not only do I sell show gear, I always bring gear to sell, but I have gear. Don't these come prepared.
Yeah.
Come prepared at the minimal amount. Bring appropriate show gear. You don't have to dress like me. You don't need fancy gear, but bring appropriate gear. And come ready to go around. Stop. And, be ready to
voiced grievance right there, man. Now, I know I have one last question before Kayla gets to the last question, which I feel is also the most important. My final question is there a specific place you get these suits? Or do you kind of have specific places, plural, where you get these get-ups?
I get suits from all over, actually.
Yeah.
I do a lot of online shopping. eBay is my friend. A lot of things like that. I vendor show suits, so I do buy and sell a lot of suits as well at some of the shows. Not the bully shows, obviously, because I'm not a common thing there. But we got a show coming up on May 10th, and they're going to have an award for Best Dressed Handler. I'm shopping.
She coming out ready, is what she's saying.
I'd love to ask you what you're going to do, like how suited and booted are you going to be, but at the same time, I feel like it needs to be a surprise, or maybe that you're trying to keep that on the low until the 10th. I don't know. Well, but I'm sure it's going to be fantastic.
Sure. I don't know if I want to be loud, because some of my suits can be loud.
Yes.
I know that, it's a shock, but I have some very, very nice suits. Like when I'm judging, I have some very, very nice suits. And then I have, just fun suits. So I may not win the award for Best Dressed Handler, but I'm not going to come in anything less than everybody already sees me in. So
I really love one that, the one that has it's purple and almost like shades of gray. It's mermaid.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, my
I like that one. I was like
the one that I have a picture of.
I love it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I wore that for one of my professional pictures with Olive, and her lead matches my jacket. It's the exact same stuff, and has a little Frenchy bead on the lead and stuff. Yeah, that's one of my.
It is that was one of those ones that out of all of your suits, because again, you're very vibrant and colorful and unique, but that one is one of the ones that just stood completely out, that literally that was super cool. I really like that one.
Yes.
I try to have fun. Again, just because I'm wearing a suit doesn't mean I can't have fun.
I dig it.
Damn right.
And my shoes.
Yes.
So the shoes.
My matching Skechers and stuff, yes. Those are a hell of a lot more comfortable than dress shoes.
That's what I was looking for was the recommendation, the Skechers. Got it. 10-4.
I have matching Skechers for my suits, yeah. Because they're comfortable. I do a lot of miles in those laps.
After how many dogs, I'm yeah, absolutely. You're going to need some comfortable shoes. So Skechers it is. I get it. I hear you.
So why not make them fun? Why not make them matchy with my suits and, neon colors and whatnot.
Hey, I don't see why not. I love it. Man.
I enjoy it.
I love how thought out it is. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, and that's why, people don't need to dress like me. You don't have to. I enjoy how I am in the ring. I'm okay with it. I'm okay if people look at me weird, because they always do.
You
Knives swinging
draw
from every
attention
side of the
too,
ring.
but you
I'm here for it.
present the dog. Like
Yes.
you draw attention, but you present the dog, so the attention's on the dog. That is what I've always seen from day one, and that's what the whole mindset, I'm sure, with the colors that you do, the dress attire that you do. Like, so it's working. I absolutely love it down to the T. It's so detailed, and I love the gems that you dropped tonight.
Oh,
And you are drawing conclusion actually on the women's series that we're doing. So to have you on tonight is
Knock them off.
God, am I not doing this? Like everybody, I'm not kicking him off. He's kicking himself off. So first of all, don't let him lie to you. I'm not touching nothing. Doing it to himself, I swear.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with my connection tonight, but no, just to conclude, like you deserve this moment. You deserve this. Like you need to come on more often. People need to hear your voice more often because you have a lot to offer. You know that, we know that, and the viewers know that. And to hear you come on tonight, it's beautiful. Like this is what the bully community, the dog community, the world needs to hear.
Cause
To
you
draw
know
it up in.
that's right. Cause I know you ain't give it all to us at one time anyway. So
Oh
I
my
No.
gosh.
threw a
I
lot
think my
at
head
you.
would explode. My head would totally explode.
Well, I hope that what people can take from this is a few major things. Number one, communicate with your dog
Yeah.
correctly, consistently, in a language you both understand. Number two, never be stingy with praise or reward, whether it's toy or treat or just you or whatever. Number three, please let me help you. No.
That's one. I think number 3 needs to be number 1, but I digress.
Well, it was about me, so I wanted to bring it down the list a little bit.
That's you being humble again. Get that.
Number 3, never be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah. There we go.
Nobody knows everything. Every dog I get on the end of my lead is a new dog. Clover is not Olive. And as much as I want her to be Olive, she is not Olive. So there are things that I cannot do with Clover that I can do with Olive. And I have to realize this when I'm working with Clover, that she is not Olive. So every dog is not going to fit into that mold of, well, my other dog did this just fine. Yeah, well, this isn't my other dog. And I have to remember that every time I step in the ring.
Yep.
Don't be afraid to ask for help, not your friends. Because your friends are all, oh, yeah, that looks great. Yeah, yeah. No. They don't want to hurt your feelings. They don't want to tell you that there's something going on with the dog. If you want my evaluation, I'm going to give it to you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. What else? Don't be afraid to ask the judge what you can do better. Not why did I lose? How come that dog beat me? List. What else? I think those are the biggest things.
I love it. I love it because normally Caleb at the end of the show always asks, like, for people that are new to this, like, what would you recommend? And man, you just leaned right into that before he got a chance to ask you. That's what happens when you get kicked out.
That was perfect. That was absolutely perfect. It really was. And what an incredible answer.
Well, thank you for letting me be on so long. I'm sorry I ran you guys over.
Oh no, we enjoyed it.
Are you serious? I don't even. Man, no, I'm still stunned at just like, man, the amount of information that you just so selflessly gave is just intense. Like everybody that is watching or will watch again, share it. Like just get this out there. I mean, she's an incredible person all around anyways, but also, I mean, she's fabulous at what she does and she gives so selflessly. And it's like, if she comes up to you at a show, moving forward, remember this face, remember her face. If she comes up to you at a show and is like, do you have a moment?
Yes.
The answer is yes. The answer is yes. and leave your
Take
feelings.
it and learn
Yeah,
from
get out
it.
of your feelings and just listen,
Yeah.
and just literally listen to
Yes.
what you've got to say. I mean, absolutely. That's man.
Love it.
I'm not trying to offend anybody. I want to help because I see something. And I
Yeah.
don't mean wrong. I see something that I want to see more of.
Mm-hmm. You see that there's something there that just needs to it just needs to be molded. Like it just needs to be made better. And it's just like I love that.
And,
It's fantastic.
and don't be afraid that I might eat your junior. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Don't be afraid that I'm
doesn't need juniors. Note that. Write that down.
Because I have a lot of information, and I do judge juniors and I do teach juniors. But yes, I'm kind of the same way. I want to teach them right the first time. I want them to be able to go out there and have time. Quick little shout out. Hi, Peter. His son David took my little boy Camo into the ring this weekend and did exceptionally well. I was so proud of them. Camo is my little merle male that does fast cat, and he's learning how to do the show world. And David and he really clicked, did very well, took some very nice wins in juniors and in the breed ring. And so I was super excited about that. I work with little things, here and there with David when I hand him one of my dogs, because I know he listens. And I appreciate that. I see you, Peter. He says, I am always learning all the time and watching. He does watch when I work with his son. And I think he's stealing some tips from me.
That's what's no, apparently that's what it's all about for you. It's like you are sharing the sauce, and like I can't even again express how important people like you really are.
Well, I love the game. I love the game and some of the people in it.
Some of them. But yeah, again, I'm honored that you took the time to do this. I know that normally you have a class tonight, so knowing that you were like, no, let me make other arrangements so that you could come on here with us, like that means a lot to us. So I hope you.
Yes, she literally teaches a class on Tuesday night and rearranged her schedule to come on tonight to give us this tidbit. So that does not go unnoticed. Thank you.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys having me on. Way more information than many people want. But if you see me at a show,
we love it. We love it.
If you see me at a show, come say hi. I may not remember your name because I'm really bad with names. But come say hi if you need anything. Be there in the ring before the show starts to warm up. Ask me to come watch. I will come help if I absolutely can. I will take you around the ring with me. I will drag you around the ring with me. Whatever it takes. So thank you all for having me on. And my husband has been stuck taking care of everybody while I've been back here. And
I love it. We have enjoyed it.
Yes.
Absolutely. Man, what a ride. This has been.
So thank you all. If anybody has any questions, I am under my husband's Facebook profile right now under Randy Conaway because my phone, for whatever reason, is not working to do all this. So, but you can, if you have questions, please feel free to throw a question my way. I don't know all the answers, but I sure will try to help.
How do people get a hold of you?
Well, my Facebook is Alberta C. Evans. You'll see my Frenchies in my profile picture. Facebook Messenger is the easiest way because if I'm working, a lot of times I don't get on my phone to answer messages, but Messenger through Facebook is super easy for me because I can go to the desktop instead of depending on my phone, which clearly I cannot. I I have an email as well, and it's herekitty68@gmail.com.
Wow, is that K-I-T-T-I or Y or I-E?
K-I-T-T-Y, K-I-T-T-Y, here, kitty, K-I-T-T-Y, K-I-T-T-Y 68@gmail.com.
That sounds like a terrible dating site. Where, like,
Because I'm a dog groomer.
I'm gonna say what everyone else is thinking. That sounds like a terrible. You gotta get them all. Oh, here, kitty.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. What a way to end here, kitty 68.
Yes.
69.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Yes. I hope that was as good for y'all as it was for us.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I've enjoyed this. This was a good
Please
laugh.
come say hi to the butterflies if you see us at a show. I always have the butterflies with me. Somebody's with me. And I've got the new puppies out. So quick.
Oh man, I'd be excited to see the puppies and see them, like see how you're progressing with them. Because man, what fun!
Quick brag. Reese is Olive's mama. Reese is the mama to this litter. Prime is one of the puppies. They are 9 months old. We were just at a BRC show 2 weekends ago. Prime, remember that name? Prime. My 9-month-old puppy took a reserve best in show and a best in show.
Heck
Yeah.
9
awesome.
months old, guys.
Huge
9 months old. That's
congratulations. Huge congratulations on that.
Yes.
Well done.
So come say hi to the butterflies and me. We'll be there, the gaggle. We're always there. Thank you so much for having us on tonight.
Have a good night.
Absolutely. Enjoy this.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys.
So once again.
All right. Later.
Night, guys.